I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal.
We produce what we produce. I don't necessarily debate that. It becomes
Right.
difficult for a lot of folks when we become so xenophobic about where everybody else is from.
Right.
You know, and we get it in our head, man, like, listen, this is all that we can make the case for. And for myself, I'm like, nah, listen, you can have spitters from everywhere. My argument has always been like, I put New York spitters up against anybody's spitters. Spitters
Right.
come from everywhere.
Right.
But in the same way, I'll put Southern football players up against football players from everyone else. Doesn't mean that there aren't great football players from everyone else. It's just you're going to produce more in that particular space. And that's how I think of it.
That's what's up. Hey, before we go any further.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Punch is going to help me ensure that I can get in via my phone because internet's having a fun time over here.
Okay. But while we doing that, gentlemen, thank everybody for joining so far. But my man, the myth, the legend, Brother Al is on. Alfonso Montgomery of Sound Station Studios. He's the man that put his foot all in those mixes. And I just wanted to make sure everybody took a minute to greet Al and get to know the brother that I've been rocking with for, man, about 20 years.
Yo, good to meet you, Al, man. You put that polish on the album, man, that shine, man. You had us feeling like we was glowing, man. I appreciate that, brother, really.
Hey, listen, man, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But listen, it's real easy to mix good stuff, man. You know, sometimes things come across my desk, not to disrespect any artist, but sometimes, you know, it's a little hard, you know, sometimes. But, you know, I'm a hip-hop head myself. So, you know, once I started playing them, you know, the first song I started with was "Cause I Love You," and I was like, oh, this about to be a piece of cake, you know. Listen, man, I'm not saying it because I'm in front of you guys, but listen, y'all got that juice, man. You know, I mean, I think it was Dan who hit the line about the, you know, no fillers, you know. But listen, I've been riding to it for the last 2 weeks, man. You know. Yeah. So, you know, it was cool to get I was trying to imagine how the lineup was going to be, you know. So once I finally got a chance to listen, I was like, yeah, that's not what I would have done. It's even better, you know. You know, and I was thinking y'all probably had a knockdown drag out trying to figure out how to put them in order, man. You know?
Hey, not this time.
Hey, no, really?
No,
this time because this
really
is
no argument.
This is the first time that because normally what we do, and normally we have it in the chat, and we go back and forth like it's a heavyweight fight, and we didn't do that this time. Like, I'll just speak for myself. Like, purposely, because of my involvement with the production, like with the beats, and working so closely with Al on the mixes. And you know, even like with breakdowns and like just little, you know, editing stuff, I basically told the core that I was opting out of that process. You know what I mean? I was like, I wanted, you know, I specifically said Punch and Plex because Anon was so involved in the album art. You know what I mean? So because Anon was so involved in the album art that I felt like Punch and Plex should handle the arrangement, and the way that they approached it was dope. I'll let them talk about that.
Yeah, man, you sound like you the chaos. You're the catalyst for the chaos, man. When it comes to the lineup, they said it was no problem this time, Dan.
Well, that's a good point. But look, I'm gonna tell you what it is, and I'm gonna fall back. But I'm gonna tell you what normally happens, and Punch and Anon and Dill and Trice, y'all can chime in and keep it real. It's normally me and Plex. And me and Plex, we have our two visions, and they might be similar, but they'll kind of go in a fork in two different ways, and neither one of us back down. So it'll be me and Plex going at it, and it's like it's a healthy going at it. It's like
no doubt, man. No doubt.
Yeah.
But that it's me and Plex.
It's always me and Dan. But like he said, I feel like with the sequencing, it's a lot more healthy than it is when we're trying to decide what tracks make the album. Like when we're cutting it down from like 20 songs to 15 songs, or from 15 songs to 10. I feel like that's the real knockdown, drag out. You know what I mean? The sequencing, there'll be a little changes here and there. But on this one, really, me and Punch, we kind of hung out the weekend before we turned into sequencing. So we were kind of talking ideas and on the same page anyway from when we was hanging out that weekend before. And then we both just took a path and did our own thing. And there was only a few differences. And then we just put them to Dan and Anon, like, what y'all think, which one y'all rocking with. And for me, usually I listen to the music when I'm sequencing, but this time I just visualized it. I didn't even listen to it. I just kind of took the track list and tried to look for the story I wanted to tell. And how is the art, I just kind of looked at it like a movie. Like if these were different scenes in a movie, how would it flow? And I did it that way this time. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was
Hold on. Look, Anon, you might be too close to Punch, so I'm gonna have to.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I just muted you. I muted you. Yeah, my
been
bad.
muted.
Yeah, I muted you. I muted them. This right here is what I do.
Might as well.
Look, and as you can see, this is some of y'all that like Napoleon knows. Pretty much Napoleon.
Catching hell over
Trice,
here,
everybody knows. Me and Anam been going at it since college. So because I got the fresh exclusive shirt on, you see he had to put the background up. He couldn't let me outdo him. So
Why would I? I wouldn't be being myself if I did. Listen. This whole exercise has been a process in humility.
right.
Because Dan and I knockdown, drag out back in the day, and it definitely grew into a respect. And me being able to even understand your type A personality, the way that you approach things, get things done, details that I'm not going to think about, and very happy to not have to think about them. So,
I know that's right.
you got to jumping jack. I get to be big bro, love bro, J. Cole middle child,
Right.
So I'll accept the occasional son for the betterment of the sons.
No doubt. This is starting off better than I could have imagined. Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead.
And I know it's just funny because it's me and Natala next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Childish, ignore me.
Yeah. Let you have that. Look at Punch. Punch is like, I ain't saying a word.
Childish.
Yeah.
I'll be more mature.
All right. So this is gonna be like a little, kind of just a powwow and listening session here and there. We already pretty much knocked out the idea of not going track for track. We're gonna kind of let every son cook a little bit and give a little insight as to what they were thinking when they came up with some of these records, ideas and concepts. Because our creative process, Napoleon, you captured it well about how it's like a team movement. But even within the team, the reason that it's so cohesive is everybody gets their chance to do them. You know what I mean?
That comes true. Definitely.
So without further ado, I'm gonna turn it over to the griot and let him kind of. Here come Will Pease.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him get in here too. I'm gonna turn it over to the griot in a second because he's gonna kind of lead us in the direction that we're trying to go with it, and we're gonna go from there. But I want to let Will you in. Good to see you, Will P, sir. Hey, I know you're muted right now. You can unmute yourself, but Will, I want you to know that a lot of feedback is coming in about that no sequels joint, man.
Yes.
A lot of people putting that in their favorites. Even people that rap on the joint.
What's going on, fellas? It's good to meet y'all, man. I appreciate the opportunity to rock with y'all. That was What's good, brother?
All is well, man.
Peace,
Likewise,
peace.
appreciate you jumping on the joint. I've had at least 2-3 people tell me that was one of their favorite songs. You know what I'm saying? Like out of 14 joints, I've had people put that in their top 2. You know.
Yeah,
Hey,
old girl that's sing on there that's backing you up, man. That's one of her favorite Jones. She said the whole thing is a vibe, you know what I mean? And it got her back to writing again. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
heavy.
That's my favorite.
Heavy.
That's my favorite joint off the album too.
That's what's up. hey, let me tell y'all. First off, let me go ahead and make some unofficial introductions. Like, I mean, as you can see, everybody's names on their joint, but Will,
I gotta change my name.
Will is a very thorough chess player. Like, he's thorough, official. I mean, and we've been talking about playing for years, and then we just kind of started playing online a couple years back. And Punch is pretty good. Yeah, Punch is pretty good. So we're gonna have to have those introductions with the chess.
This guy. I knew it was coming. The Mapetti has started early.
Hey, Punch, if it's any consolation, that's how he got me too, man. He baited me in with that type of.
It's like if this motherfucker was a face.
Hey, nah, but because Punch. What I love about Punch, and this is just in life as well. Punch is gonna grind it out until you respect it. You know what I mean? So that's why I like playing with Punch, and it's the same thing. It's a similar relationship with me and Will in that, depending on the type of chess we playing, one of us is stronger at one version, one of us is stronger at the other version. Like, Will do me in on them 10-minute games. You know what I mean? I ain't even, them dailies is a little more tough, but them 10-minute games, I can, he gonna get me. But them dailies, I'm gonna come up with something. Yeah.
I'm finishing one up now, actually.
Yeah.
I'm about to be done with it. I got 2 minutes left, but he about to tilt, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. But Ja joining? Okay.
Yeah.
We cooking. I mean, I know we about to. I'm gonna let you do your thing, but I don't want you to do your thing while people in the waiting room. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, I'm good. Like I told you, I'm cool with Lil Bro Roll a little bit. I like you hosting this. Run that. I talk all of the damn time.
No doubt.
I've grown to appreciate the opopportunity to breathe.
Look at Ja back there flexing. I see you. Salt and pepper in the background. and he probably eating something that he cooked, something fresh that he done cooked up himself. Cause Ja be chefing, man. Me and Ja go pretty far back too, and one of the earliest things when I was still hitting the road pretty heavy is whenever we would go to Charlotte, Ja would take us to a different restaurant spot every time. And there's I ain't gonna go there. There's a story about that one night that he was DJing and I was drinking a Long Island iced teas in the next morning. And anyway.
It was one of the mornings when your man called you up and be like, nigga.
Act was there too. I wish Act was on here too, because the sun was my enemy the next day. It was crazy. Yeah.
Yo, he had an out of body experience that day.
What up, Ja? Good to see you, man. Ja Freedom has done some work with the Suns too. He did a couple joints on All As Well, if I'm not mistaken. He did
what was the joint?
Justified Means.
Justified Means, yeah. That's the hard joint.
One of my favorite tracks on that project.
Yeah, that beat was so hard.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And one trying to hog all the production credit. We probably could have got him on this album. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yo, Poe, I see you, man. What's up, brother?
Here comes Charlie. I'm gonna let that one go. Punch.
Oh, family in here. This is great.
Yeah, I'm gonna let that one go. Hogging the production credits. Y'all know that wasn't even it, man. But I do appreciate this shit.
You was in your zone though, Dan. You was slanging them things out. So it was just, it was what it was.
I mean, I came to you and was like, yo, we need these 2 songs to be produced by you.
Yeah. Which is crazy because producing and Ja and me go kind of far back with that too. Producing has kind of always been like one of those things that I was very self-conscious about. And there were times, some of my biggest records, Everybody's King Kong is the one that comes to mind. I actually produced Everybody's King Kong, and I hated the beat. Remember that, Ja? And remember, I was like, Ja, man, here, take this record, and this is the sample I used, and Ja just turned it into a monster. And I kind of been very self-conscious about beat making for years. But over the past, since we started doing the Suns thing, really, because even on Chaos Theory, I did a lot more production than I was doing before. But it's just been something that I kind of forced myself to hone in on. All right. So now you want to cook now?
Hey, good. Let's. Side note, Ja, I'm a pretty good chef myself. Punch is the grill master. I'm that dude in the kitchen. I bring 5-star culinary visionary to the hood and the suburbs and Front Street. But yeah, metaphorically, let's talk about this cooking. All right, as we get ready to jump this thing off, here's what you have to know about this process of creation, particularly from my standpoint. I have always been an island unto myself. I move by myself because I move at my own rhythm. I'm a weirdo and I'm cool with that. So the beauty of being in this collective is being accepted as me and being given the opportunity to be free. But what I do love is the way that I'm challenged. So, you know, Plex, number one, is like, he's a bully. He's jumping on the track before anybody can do anything else. He has look, he may not be the first verse on every song, but he probably recorded the first verse on every song. So right. I spent a whole lot of time during the quarantine playing catch up. I'm running behind Plex. Plex dropped a verse. I'm like, yep, I want to be on this song. I'm about to do a verse. Didn't even know where we were going, but it was a feeding frenzy, and I wanted to make sure I got in. So we had already had a core of songs already together. And then we got a batch of new beats. And by this point, we were already in the zone. It was automated. So a track go out, and that afternoon, 2-3 verses might already be on it. It was really first come, first served at this time. And I've been kind of waxing poetically and politically in my head for this one we're about to introduce you to. Thinking about what time means and the way that we've been able to use time during the quarantine, but the way we as MCs who've been doing this for decades are able to maintain our youth in this because it's passionate, it's still there. We've paid dues. And so when people talk about people approaching 40 and tipping over 40, still rapping, I ain't trying to get signed. I'm not asking you to listen to my demo. Time is mine. And as such, I'm reclaiming my MFing time, like the wonderful, beautiful sister, Maxine Waters. So if you would, please, Brother Dan, take them away. Let's get them Maxine.
Everybody, Dan?
I never ran the block, but if I did, it would be with some Mississippi kids. Or AR for Arkansas, just a little rock for a pot to piss, or a heater to thaw, or a pops that did. Sometimes show me its flaw, but more than fair weather, there was always law. More than likely, I'll be arrested at a march where freedom's protested. I just did the best I could imagine. Creatively made castles from cabin. Uncle Tom probably laughing. Don't puff up enough to think about passing. Nellie Narsa novels ain't read for fashion. And Petrie gave me the streets where dreams could walk. And Nikki G gave me the words I talk. I ought to construct a shrine for the trouble. Alhamdulillah for races and rebuttal. The subtle strut that I affect in public affects many eyes. So this look I publish, I must fit into a 45 over a musket. When tears fall, hit the bullet on the head. The mustard of percussion is the condiment to common sense. I try pho and I ain't ate ramen since. My compliments to the chef and no one else. Gourmet sword play like I rhyme with meth. And for the time that's left, I leave the Maxine. For the time that's left, for the time that's left,
On beats, I bon appetit, the flows magnifique, unique styles I throw away that they can go ahead and keep. Defeat hangs around my victories, but we ain't homeboys. I manifest destinies, creating my own joy. An old boy with modern methods, a lot of efforts what it took for me to live this long. From my genetics, they could kill me in the streets and walk away from the deed free, without a second thought given to those who need me. Heed me before I'm going out like that. That sharp thing I told around be poking out your back, and that's a fact. Like artifacts, they looted from my African kings. The sons and encores, a magical thing. My Maxine's a gold Maxima. I used to have a gray one. I never smoked L, so why you think I'm trying to take one? I see my top and my rock bottom like the great one. So I'll be walking tall around this piece until my day
and
comes.
For the time that's left,
it's Maxine.
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 I'm sad, my friends. Yeah, yup. That happened again. A man was murdered and black was his sin. They framing his crime to justify his hanging, so I'm saying in rhyme. Speaker, I'm reclaiming my time, reclaiming his soul. Same body, name is unknown. This is vengeance, not forgiveness. Yeah, I'm aiming for domes. Can't get beyond the fact that I'll always be black. But I'll keep reloading that strap till they changing they tone. Yeah, there's always something on my shoulder, but it's not a chip. It's my brother leaning over cause he need a lift. It wasn't till I got older realized it was a gift. So I try to be more Yoda, but I'm more like Sith. Fear, anger, hate, then the suffering. Suffered in the same slums that we shut it in. It must have been the lack of color in the government. You know what? Motherfucker then.
And for the time that's left,
it's Maxine.
For the time that's left,
it's Maxine.
For the time that's left,
it's Maxine.
For the time that's left,
it's Maxine. Yeah.
Yo, on some straight hater shit, I just want to say that I'm not on that song with all that talk about me taking songs first and this and that. And that is my favorite song on the album. I heard that beat and I was like, but I had already jumped on too many joints, so y'all killed it in no room. So
and interestingly enough, I remember when those because that's Encore, correct?
Yeah, Encore is on the beat.
Yeah, Encore on the beat. When those pack of beats came in, we kind of talked to him. It was like, hey, start off. So we started doling off the beats, and some other things you'll hear later came from that. So whereas Plex normally is starting out the track, this is one of the few joints that I got to start out. So
right,
kind of taking the helm of the track, figuring out where I wanted to go with it, and my brothers just jumped in like they do, and it's my personal favorite, but I think it's because it makes me feel like 94. It makes me feel like 95. It makes me feel like I'm from Jersey. I want to be on a stoop with a Black and Mild and some dirty Timbs.
And I want to pull up in the Land Cruiser with a bubble coat on and my Timbs. Like that joint just puts me right there in that zone.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, we were talking earlier about the arguments that we have. Not arguments, but the stuff when we have creative differences like song order and things like that. Man, I was fighting hard for Maxine to be the first video that we do. And but I had to kind of fall back because they wanted to be a cold weather video because it just
has to be.
It's a hoodie type of joint. So I had to concede because I was outnumbered, man. Plex and Anon and Punch was like, yo, cold weather, man.
That's October on the block. Yeah. You got to be October, November with it. That can't be August. It just can't.
You were saying something, Napoleon? You muted.
That Maxine joint is one of my top 3 when I was listening to the LP. I was going through whether it was Maxine off of Living Single or Maxine Waters. I was jogging through the Maxines in my head.
Right.
To figure out which one, but right there was fire.
Yeah. Now, definitely Maxine Waters. And definitely Punch, thank you for bringing that home with the very last word. Speaker?
Yeah.
No, that's a special joint, yo. I think when I got it, when they swung it to me, Don and Dan had already came through and smashed it. So, you know, it wasn't like I was gonna come through and just come with this crazy shit. I just had to fit in somewhere. And that's where, you know, Mr. Paint where it ain't, you know what I'm saying, gotta make his way in. Because that could have been a 2 MC song. That could have been just Dan and Anon on that drone, and it would have been perfect. You know what I mean? So I just had to fit my way in there somewhere.
And I will give a non-executive producer credit because he told me I had to rap second. I mean, like it was like it was like, yo, Dan, you rapping next. And he was like explaining it to me. He was like, my compliments to the chef and no one else, gourmet soy pay like I rhyme with meth. That was intended for me to rhyme next. So I was like, all right, cool. So it was like, all right, I'll get in where I fit in, I guess.
You know, this has to be said. See, Dan and I have a very, very cordial relationship with each other. And mind you, it's all respect and it's all love. But I think it's also because neither one of us really wants any smoke with the other. So we make sure that we're incredibly cordial. But no, honestly, man, look, I'm honored to be rhyming next to you. And just the way it felt, I just felt that you were going to just come in and murder it on top of what I added. And, you know, I was right. My prediction came through. Calling me now. Cleo.
That's what's up. That's love. Hey, Lynetta, how you doing? We
La.
sure.
What up, cuz?
What it do, cuzzo?
All right, Punch. You got two logins here.
I know. I'm about to fix it.
Yeah.
Oh, is it my computer? I'm using a work computer.
No,
it's
me.
him.
Oh.
It's him. It's him.
Okay.
It's always him. Nah. Okay, who's up next, man? Punch, Plex, Dill, Charlie. Charlie's screen is not on y'all, but Charlie P. Charlie held us down on the production here too. Charlie came through with about a few flamers, and then me and Charlie co-produced 2 joints too. We actually co-produced the title track, The Beautiful, and we co-produced Nothing Brighter Than the Sun. And Charlie also produced the first song, Invisible People. He produced Seeds. He produced Georgia Pine. I'm not missing anything. It's something he produced that we didn't use on the album that were in the chamber too, right?
Yeah, might be a Plex EP coming. Might hit a Nas project, but
for sure.
Them songs will come out.
Ain't no mind, I've already jugged some.
Yeah.
The jug has already commenced.
Crafting. I'm like, all right, when the non gonna drop? Because I'm thinking September, October. It might be
Well, I'm dropping around Labor Day, so
okay.
Just know that I'll be hollering at you individually, brother, because I will need your assistance to bring this to life.
Absolutely, brother. Just let me know.
Already,
man.
say word.
Yeah. If you don't mind.
And it's called Alchemy, so it's perfect. Al mixing alchemy.
Word.
With you giving the shout to Charlie, I would like Dill. You know, he hasn't spoke yet. I like Diligent. You know, he's the one that brought me to Divine Mind back in the early 2000s, which became Divine Sons. And we knew we needed that one record. We need that Southern record, and we needed Dill to bring that energy. So, you know, we had a joint, and Charlie had named the beat Georgia Pine. So we gave it to Dill, like, what we gonna do with this? So Dill, I don't know if you want to talk about, you know, how you came up with the hook and, you know, the verse and everything.
Well, I got that hook. I always had that hook. It came from the Unsung that Goody Mob did, and everyone knows what happened. You know, the Source Award cast went on stage and got booed, and what Andre said. So that's just such a powerful thing that they use in the Dungeon family. So when I heard Georgia Pine, I just said the hook just made sense. You know what I'm saying? And then I had the last 2 bars where I referenced Cujo and his accident. I already had that in the stash. It was just all about when I was gonna use it. And Georgia Pine came and it just worked. You know what I'm saying? That's how it happened.
Without further ado.
Burning Georgia Pine, torching rhymes, scorch you alive. On the court, my starting 5, Jordans, Bulls in the prime. Your unfortunate demise is my guys rise and climb. Designed for the grind, we shine every time. My plight is authentic, divine, cause God sent it. Connected to the suns, we keeping you all centered. Like the planets in orbit, with the jams I recorded. It was written in the plans, sit back and absorb it.
Morbid dreams fail to frighten, cause my life is more extreme when situations arise. No surprise, I saw the schemes before they thought it. Caught it just as soon as they put the vibe out. Now how about we skip the pleasantries and get the knives out? They cut close, respected to the utmost. My college boys and cutthroats from Flowtown to Motown. What up, though? Hey, yo, what up, yo? Time is running out. When Charlie chefing up the beats, know the rhymes ain't running out.
I just got a message from Dre, ayy, the South got something to say, ayy. I just got a message from Dre, ayy, the South got something to say.
The gods made me never wanna be a savage. The odds made me never wanna be average. That means the means will never suffice. Audacious with adjectives, never be nice. Couscous versus white whites, black power versus white flight. Subversive cursing in a knife fight. Like Mexican got on boots, sometimes you gotta see it to know it's the truth.
Scooped in a deuce coupe to unravel the noose loose. From angels that blew flutes to gangsters in zoot suits. Not the one to talk to. You ain't got enough troops in my hood, we ain't jump rope. We play duck, duck, shoot. I can tell that you've been inside. You ain't got the skin to ride. The heart of a coward, it ain't that hard to identify. My bars smell like genocide. My pistol's been gentrified. May lay down the sword, but never set in this pen aside. I just got a message from Dre, ayy, the South got something to say, ayy. I just got a message from Dre, ayy, the South got something to say. You may remember me in the infinity for torture mind, Georgia Pines the remedy. I'm a Kennedy, all this death I seen, can't rid this red with the best Visine. I mean, it's better shit, I'm in my homie stage, bars hit like shadow kicks from Johnny Cage. In mommy stage, I become a home wrecker. Watch a man's norm transform to a chrome stretcher. As time travel, my rhyme battles are long lectures. No Twitter page, my bitter rage is strong pressure. This song fresher, knowing that I'm quite slum. New pussy, never know when I might come. You can't say a man's joint is tight, dumb, and don't respect the standpoint he writes from. I'm done. That Cujo Red cost a limb, but I thank God, cause I could've lost a friend. I just got a message from Dre, ayy, the South got something to say, ayy. I just got a message from Dre, ayy, the South got something to say.
Yes, sir.
You're it?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit was fire.
Good looks, Nas.
What's up, man? How's everybody doing? I wanted to just chime in because I just been listening to this amazing shit that y'all been dropping so far. I was a little late, so sorry, but I wanted to say this as somebody who has been able to speak to all of you at once and do an interview and been able to follow the path, and I have those albums, the OG ones. I don't know if you guys have seen that shit. I know I got all that stuff. I even got the CD still.
Right.
It's just the growth of this particular album versus everything else. And don't get me wrong, I love all y'all's music, but this shit here, this is like that next level shit. You know what I'm saying? Production, rhymes. I mean, I'm impressed, you guys. Honestly, man. Blessings. Many blessings for that shit.
I appreciate that, Noslin. Now go ahead, Punch.
I was gonna say, man, that's one thing that we've all come to agree with. We don't agree with everything, but we agree that this is probably our best album to date. It's like the culmination of everything we've done. You know what I'm saying? All our work, and I feel like so far right now, this is the pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with you. This is the best product we put out so far.
Real quick, Dan, I'm just gonna say, just to that point, like me, Punch and Anon was over at Charlie's house working on the track earlier this year, late last year, something for my album or whatever, and we were just talking and strategizing. We're like, yo, we all just need to take 2 weeks off work and just go huddle up in a crib somewhere and just work on music. Like, let's get out of our regular lives, get out of being fathers, get out of being, 9-to-5ers, whatever else we're doing. Let's just be musicians for like 2 weeks straight and see what comes out of that. And COVID happened. We weren't expecting that, but COVID ended up being that. It forced us to be in the crib, and it took all the distractions of life. No going to ball games, no running to the park, no hanging out with your homies, no cookouts. You know what I'm saying? So it really gave us 4 months to just lock in and be full-time MCs. I mean, we still do our other duties during the day, but I really gave it time to lock in. So to me, that's what separated this album from the others, is we really got to spend our time being full-time musicians.
Right. I was gonna say, first, I have a couple things to say, but on Plex's point first, I was telling Plex before most of y'all got it on, like about 5:45 or so, how COVID has changed my workflow. I've been working from home since March, and you know, there's no commute time, but you know, most of y'all are my friends on Facebook, and y'all know that I'm very nerdy, geeky, and then all kind of stuff. So this command center right here, it's 3 computers on this desk: a work laptop, the computer I'm on now, a gaming PC, a 3D printer, a drum, my MIDI controller. So when COVID hit, it would be like I would sign off from work and start working on beats and talking to the boys at the same time, and dealing with the family and whatnot. So it was like that time that I didn't lose from the commute, I was able to repurpose into stuff. And then I think that it kind of impacted everyone in similar ways. It gave us more time to be creative. And with that being said, I want to go back to something Punch said about, us not always agreeing. I wanted to clear up that while we never really argue. We have different variations of the same direction. You know what I mean? And what we do is and I think that because we allowed so much time to grow and mature before we started to actually move as the Sons. There was a Dan Johns, there was a Plex Long, there was a Diligent, there was an Anon, there was a Hunch Punch Champ, there was a, Trice B, Fee, but we all lived and experienced different things. And when we came together, we were mature and we had an understanding of what it was to be men. We know how to communicate, and we know how to get our opinions out there without disrespecting the next man. And I think that's what makes this process so special. And like Noslin said about the growth in the albums, our first album, we were communicating well, but we still were learning each other. You know what I mean? And in the second album, there were certain fragments of us that were kind of communicating more than other fragments. So you could see some growth. And then at each album, you can see how we kind of communicated, and we started pairing off and doing albums. Like we say that Anon and Punch are like the Ray and Ghost of the group. And if they're going to be Ray and Ghost, then me and Plex got to do something over here now. We got to do something too. So it's just like, that's just kind of how we've been moving. And before we get too far off into it, I would like to open up the floor to anybody who's listened to the album thus far. And is there any song that we haven't played yet, or just in general that just grabbed you, that you wanted to get some background on or talk about or discuss?
Let me just say one thing real quick, Dan, and this is very quick. If you haven't seen Ali Sadiq, the comedian, do Mexican God on Boots, in Georgia Pine, you just have to see it. Ali Sadiq, Mexican.
Yes, sir.
Anon turned me on to that probably about a month ago, and it's some of the funniest shit you'll see.
Right.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
All right. So the floor is open. Any particular song y'all want to discuss or got some thoughts on that you want to share? Anybody?
Well, I think I'll go first. I think the song that really touched me was Nothing Brighter. As y'all know, I have the last verse on there. And when writing my verse, I found out that Credo Clay, who we all know, his younger brother, life was taken. You know what I'm saying? And I've known Credo's brother since elementary school. Watch him grow up to be the man that he was until he passed. So when I was writing that verse, that was a very hard verse to write because it was a very emotional time and, both sadness and reminiscent. I really wanted to come with something, especially with the beat being as dope as it was. I really wanted to come with something to represent the Sons as well as DeMarcus Lee's memories. So Nothing Bright is really special for sure. MD's it forever.
For sure. And we'll get into that. I wanted to add on to that song's creation process a little bit because we this was probably when after we had recorded Absolutely No One, but we were talking about how we were going to do I think we were talking about how we were going to do that COVID style music video, right?
Yeah, we were talking about the video.
And I can't even. It was like we were, you know, being typical me. I was talking about something, and I said, you know, that there's nothing brighter than the sun, but I don't remember. I said it some sort of way.
You said there's no light source that's better than the sword.
Yeah. We're talking about lighting for the music video, and I was like, you know, because everybody doesn't have official, you know, camera setup, we should shoot outdoors because there's no light brighter than the sun. So if you shoot outdoors, you'll get, you know, even lighting on your video footage when you shoot it yourself. And when I said that, Fee was like, "That's the song title right there." and Punch kind of, you know, never held on to that. And we were deep into the project, and this is one of the records that Punch was like, "Dan, you got to make a beat for that. You got to make a beat for Nothing Brighter Than the Sun." And like I said earlier, I'm very self-conscious about production. So there's and to be honest, there've been times before that I made beats for particular concepts, but it's kind of one of those things that's it's something I'm decent with, but it's not one of my strong suits. But so I worked at it for a minute. I probably made like 7 beats before I got to something that I really thought would work for that. And even then, we had just did the production. Me and Charlie had just did the production for The Beautiful, and I knew what I wanted Nothing Brighter to be, but I didn't. I wanted to send it to Charlie and see what he thought it would be. So I chopped up the samples and I arranged it like hook, verse. I arranged just the samples, and I hit Charlie on the text and told him what I had in mind, and I was gonna send him something. And I told him the BPM, and Charlie went nuts with it. And that's how the production for Nothing Brighter came to be. So I just wanted to give some insight into the whole creative process on that.
You know what's crazy is that I pushed you to make that beat, and I ain't even on the damn song.
Yo, you know what's?
This was one of those songs that plays into the non-theory of me rushing and writing my verse first. Like, I heard the beat, and I've been working with Charlie since 2005. And me and Dan have that similar boom bap 80, 85 BPM type of range. That's like, we're that same pocket. So when you put Charlie and Dan together to make a beat, and it's a dark beat too, because I don't like bright, you know, light type of beat, there was nothing, I had to be on it. So I stole your spot, Punch. Sorry, brother.
Yo, and I gotta say, because Punch is normally the hook master, right? He's mastered hooks. He's gonna give you one of the most layered approaches to hooks. But Dan, the hook on Nothing Brighter.
Appreciate you, sir. Hey, and really, what's crazy is I did the hook because I thought Punch was gonna do a verse, and I said, well, at least I get a hook on this joint. So I did the hook, and Punch still didn't get the verse.
Nah, but you know what? I say this too, though. That's one of your dopest hooks, Dan. That was a really dope hook. When I heard the hook, I was like, oh shit, that's nice. And I was all set to get in there, and then Dale was like, yo, save me a spot. And I was like, all right. You know, but the song came out dope, you know what I'm saying? I have a list of my favorite songs that I'm not on, and this is like top 2.
Dude, he got a list of songs, his favorite songs that he's not on. So it's a separate list of just his favorite songs. It's like it's gotta be songs he's not on. All right, I'm gonna play it, y'all. I'm gonna play it. Punch. Try as they might to slide us down, play us and divide us. They could never outshine us. Nothing's brighter than the sun. We stand united through the jealousy and bias. All the fires they've ignited, none are brighter than the sun. I try to do your best and keep trying in a world filled with liars. No one's brighter than you, son. When it all feels like too much to handle, treat the drama like a candle. Nothing's brighter than the
I'll be your huckleberry, right on your a tombstone. Seminary in the cemetery, Easter suit two-tone. Or I'll be your leader, if you will follow. Or I'll follow where you lead if it leads to tomorrow. To borrow a word from the kids, it is what it is. And if I change anything, everything would be like this. Baby sun kiss from the sun's lips. Hearts total eclipse where we discover bliss. But in the midst with gorillas and MJ's thrillers, I'm on one knee. Bun B ain't nobody triller. Not a pocket full of stones, but a prophet in the zone. Ain't rockets at a throne, and I ain't popping shit alone. Long gone is the sleep, but the dream still lives. Immortal technique for the genius years. Before we got too grown to know what's going on. Inner city blues was the song. Shalom.
Giants, they might just slide us down, play us and divide us. They could never outshine us. Nothing's brighter than the sun. We stand united through the jealousy and bias. All the fires they've ignited, none are brighter than the sun. Our tribe taught us do your best and keep trying. In a world filled with liars, no one's brighter than you, son. When it all feels like too much to handle, treat the drama like a candle. Nothing's brighter than the sun.
On the quest for the truth, knowledge must be served. I'm sweating in the booth, dudes got some nerve. Thinking I'ma quit working to elevate the culture, giving jewels to the youth that I stole from the vultures. Been inside the boardroom, gonna find joy soon. Humble with pride, arrogance will destroy you. I stay confident, balance the opulence. Exotic locations mixed with a bit of common sense. Shine brighter than crowds with spark lighters, like inspired sharp writers found darkness through fire. Sometimes glow disguises what's real, like a virtual touch implies how love feels. If you real, then you know it's the deal. In this digital world, gotta hold up your shield. Mass appeal preserved as blood spills. Kamikaze motherfucker, time to go for the kill.
Try us, they might just slide us down, play us and divide us. They could never outshine us. Nothing's brighter than the sun. We stand united through the jealousy and bias. All the fires they've ignited, none are brighter than the sun. Our tribe taught us do your best and keep trying. In a world filled with liars, no one's brighter than you, son. When it all feels like too much to handle, treat the drama like a candle. Nothing's brighter than the whole
damn system is wrong. The whole country's a crime zone. The children of the sun got the glow to shine on these alive rounds from an underground man's tired soul. Folks we side and ride with, what we die and cry for. The next day live, the next generation's love's gifts. These eyes blinded in death of something which never was trusted. Platitudes functioning as America cuts crutches. Rose-colored claims of liberty and justice. Your enemy's your judge, he holds the jokers, changes trump cards. We just living for today. Thankful to see the young dawn, our own who access the throne. Run for office, then run far from us. How things work ain't never working for us. Torture, lies, force-fed job, and dumb shit shows. Shot, here all roads flow to nothing. Never-ending story at war with ravages of once more. Be easy like a Sunday, mourning the God we just lost.
We stand united through the jealousy and bias. All the fires they've ignited, none are brighter than the sun.
Hey, this one for Credo Clay brother, in memory of DeMarcus Lee. It's nothing brighter than sun, fire, and brimstone. Run this plan, punish man cause of skin tone. Then the news show they blam and synchrone. Why we diplomatic like Cam and Jim Jones? Damn a syndrome, it's been known to masses. Divine son, rhyme done, grown to classes. I'm prone to ask this, why fight back tears? If it only brings me right back here. With white blast near, not managed properly. Road justice from protesters, damaged property. Man is possibly haters stopping, tote gas. Special 8 o'clock when the smoke's black. With dope tracks, I know it might mean much. 8 a.m. like if LeBron, it might team up. More shots than Big Worm out that ice cream truck. Chaos theory night, it give you 19 cuts.
Deal.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. Charlie on the guitar. Charlie was getting his simps on. Charlie was doing his thing on that, man. So yeah.
8 o'clock with the smoke black. Let's go.
Yeah.
Dan, what is that sample? Like the it's like I don't know, like a wind instrument or something. Like you know
It's
what I'm talking about?
it's actually I think the sample I'm trying to think if what you're talking about is the sample or what some of the stuff Charlie laid on top of it. Because the piano is like the main sample, and then it's like a I have to really go back and
I'm talking about that like that whatever that is.
Okay,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. I think that's a woodwind instrument. You're right. Yeah, I heard that because I get.
Did you do that or Charlie did that?
I chopped most of that up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I love that, man. It just reminded me of like some video game type of sound. I don't know, I just love it.
When I heard it, it was like I was going through some samples, and when I heard it, it did kind of put me in the mind of like some Zelda-ish type stuff.
Exactly.
And I tried to arrange it in a way that would kind of lend itself to open rhyming. And I kept it, like you said, Plex, I kept it in a real comfortable tempo. I kept it at like 80 BPM, and I was like, Charlie, I need you to get that. But from there, so I'm gonna open it up again, and it's a couple joints I know we want to play for sure. Like we got to play that No Sequels for sure. We got to. It's a couple joints, but I wanted to open it up to the panel, to everyone. Is there any record that you've heard that you wanted some insight into, or just wanted to share your thoughts on?
I wanted to know who got the first verse on "Cause I Love You." Who got that first 16?
Yeah, that joint hard.
That's Punch. That's Punch.
Yes.
I was trying to jump in after Maxine, and "Cause I Love You" was going to be the joint that I would suggest. Me and Encore, we got like a special, I guess, connection when it comes to his beats and me. I'm falling real easy with his beats, and he's very versatile. So when he did send out those 4 tracks, I was like, yo, I want in on all these tracks. But then we split them up. And the joint for No Sequels, I was trying to get on that shit, like off top. But the "Cause I Love You" sample and beat, it just kind of resonated with me. You know what I'm saying? I ended up taking that one. And I remember like playing around with it, thinking of different ideas, sitting down with it. When I finally sat down and said, okay, I'm gonna write this joint, the energy at the time, it was around not too long after the George Floyd shit happened. It was like that energy couldn't escape me. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to go ahead and direct it into the song. And on that particular day, I was feeling real Malik Shabazz on it. So, you know what I'm saying? I wanted some ass. I wanted to eat on that record. That's something I definitely knew that I wanted Dan on. And then we eventually decided, yeah, let's give Face that look too, and Face just killed it. So that's a special joint to me.
And thank you, Dan, for insisting that there's a space for me on that joint. Because I was in the
just about to say that too. Originally, the song was going to be between the hooks, a bunch of Malcolm X samples. But then Dan suggested, well, why don't we have the griot do it instead? Okay, yeah, let's do that. And it came out perfect.
Because I'm sitting in the audience
that
like
on there on a non-voice really made it big. So yeah, that's one of my favorite joints off the album.
Al had to drop off. You know, Al's in the studio right now. Probably had a session about to start. I gotta put a lot of stuff in perspective from a personal perspective, real quick. So we had most of the album done, and then Encore thing came through with a 4-pack. Encore, and let me tell you the beats that he sent at the same time. He sent Maxine. He sent "Cause I Love You." He sent "No Sequels," and he sent "Let It Shine," which is not on the album, but it'll be on something coming soon. So
should have been on the album. All right, go on, Dan.
I was waiting.
Should have been on the album, but I digress.
We voted.
And just because of that, we're gonna have to play it during the night at some point.
I got it.
Gotta play it.
So
that's one of the hardest records we got.
So I'm gonna pull the curtain all the way back. Because we had 4 records, we decided that we was gonna have a different Sun Run point on each record. So Punch was point on the "Cause I Love You" beat. Anon was point on Maxine. Plex was point on "Let It Shine," and I was supposed to run point on "No Sequel." So, but at the same time, me and Will Pease had just did a record for his project, and Plex was like, "Yo, I love his voice. Let's get him on a joint and get him to do a hook." Right? So what ended up happening, and I'm gonna play Cause I Love You in a second, but I need y'all to understand what was going on here. So what ended up happening was Will Pease laid his verse, Anon laid his Maxine verse, Punch was cooking on Cause I Love You, and at what was happening in the inbox, Anon's telling me that I gotta do a verse behind him on Maxine. I gotta do a verse behind Will Pease on No Sequels so we can send it out to the Sun so they can hop on. And then Punch already told me that I got to get on Cause I Love You. I didn't know who was coming between us, so I was like, we got to get Face on this joint. So while all this is happening, Face come through smash. So I'm sitting here, I had just finished writing No Sequels, but I'm looking like, yo, I got Maxine on deck, I got Cause I Love You on deck. I was like pressured, man. So, and then when I heard Face's verse, when I heard Punch's verse, I was like, oh God, what I'm gonna say? But then when I heard Face's verse after that, I was like, man, I gotta do something different. So I tried to go in the same lane content-wise, but I had to go a different way with the delivery. So that was kind of just something I wanted to share about what was going on when all of those records were being created. And I don't even know if y'all thought about it like that, but that's what I was thinking about. That's how it was going.
It was crazy because when I did Cause I Love You, like I said, the energy was there. And that's why I always look at Maxine and Cause I Love You as being like brother and sister, because it just felt I was in the same energy space when I wrote them joints.
Yeah. Dan Hunter, videographer extraordinaire, has joined.
Joint off the album, man. I keep repeating.
Yellow Trigger.
What's up? That's number one, Will?
Yeah, that's my number one joint, man. That's my favorite joint on the LP.
That's what's up. That's love, man.
It feel like going out and marching, man. You know, I was about to go put on my ski mask and go back down to the state house one more time.
Yeah.
That's love. That's love. So we got to get into that one right quick.
What's up, Hunter?
Dan
Not
Hunter,
much, man. How you doing?
So Dan, we just shooting the breeze and chopping it up about some of the records, but we're gonna play Cause I Love You real quick. And Napoleon, I know you were next up. You had something you wanted to chime in on too, sir. So I got you on deck. All right, here we go.
Right, Napoleon. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
100% right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold up. What am I missing? What am I missing here?
He said the law.
You gotta look at the chat, Dan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a cute. Yeah. All right.
There's a great origin story for that too. Yes.
Dan, you got some shirt requests in the chat too. So.
Hey, I'm gonna tell Megan we got shirt requests, baby. So we got shirt requests. So it's going down. All right.
I'm gonna need a medium.
I know he want that medium. Let me play this record, man. Hold up. All right.
I made this song 'cause I love you. I made this song just for you.
Beat up, beat down, fist up, knee down, be quiet, stay silent, no choice, can't breathe now. No air, just want a breath, want a piece, ain't nothing left. Reparations, no check, no signs, no protest. Free speech, free game, free meat, screen name. America's most wanted, Ice Cube, free fame. I'm taking back to that Cadillac, reach back in that backpack. They busted me, I busted them. Call that a flashback. Lost goals, skin tone, got home, end zone. Forgiving my oppressor, Stockholm syndrome. Broke out, but I'm still fighting. Uppercut look like the old Tyson. Cut the gut, rocked up, body look like old Tyson. Red lines, blue lights, black suit, white stripes, greenbacks, gold fronts, went left, who's right? I loved you, but you ain't loved me. Deadbeat ass country, I'm blessed up, but guess what? God don't like ugly.
And let it be known, hate is not the opposite of love. Apathy is, but also know that love is a sword, razor edge, sharp, and I wield it for my people.
Yeah. Working twice as hard for half the pay cause of my skin tone. 12 to 14 hours a day, my supervisor been home. Built from fire and brimstone, can't deny it, y'all been wrong. Been supplying the backbone to either one of us own. Hatred been shown, but I keep hearing be peaceful. You already ahead, but scared we can make it equal. Your worst threat is my people. Y'all made the narrative lethal, but now honestly most of us is writing our own sequel. We gave you time, I say 244 years. You been through Black Lives Matter. We the reason blessing that you still here. We don't know that fear. Ain't a motherfucker make us. And over 400 years, ain't a motherfucker break us. Y'all promised y'all would take us to the land of the gracious, educate and elevate us. But our growth made you hate us. Now look at your status. Around the world, they state us. We becoming unified. Your nightmare gon' wake up.
And don't get mad at me for saying this, but if you're waving flags, if you claiming colors, if you got a Glock that's hot and you a shoot downer, then I need you to stand up for the revolution. Your people need you.
What's on it when you are off it? Your bosses put them in office. The thought is making me nauseous. I'm tired of all the talking. Marches were an annoyance. Complaining was less strategic. Once we started destroying, they came with the press releases. How they stand with us, hold hands with us. Every black life matters to us, right? If your son saw the bread, they abandon us. I guess life don't matter that much, huh? When it comes to the money, our rights are optional. And how they thinking quite is logical. It don't matter if you punch a clock out an ill jump shot or you right phenomenal. They lay you down like a domino. But the game is murder for keeps. Some of y'all think everything's all good cause they took off the hood. They ain't burn up the sheets, turn up the heat. Everything ain't cool. Watch as you consume, everything ain't food. While we on the subject, check your peeps. They might sound deep, but everything ain't Jews. Stay far from the presence of fools. Read the room, we set up to lose. They either gonna break or leverage the rules. Cause you ask nice, they gonna let up for you. Nice try. Just close your eyes cause the truth is ugly. Could've told you lies, but the truth becomes mean. Now stand on your feet and salute your country.
And if you got a church home that condones oppression, that condones suppression, that don't stand up for the resistance, then they got the message wrong. Because even Jesus knocked over the tables. So is every prophet before and every prophet after.
Yeah.
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 That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's the voice of the
Dan, did you do that music?
Encore. My man Encore, my longtime friend DJ. Encore Nearest is his official stage name. Will Pease, that's my man who did Bye Bye for me and No Rewinds and all them joints from back in the day. Yeah, Encore did.
I love that beat.
Yeah, Encore's a monster, man.
It's I don't know. It's gonna bring show the nerd in me, but I just kept on getting some Castlevania vibes from it.
Yeah, I could feel that. I could feel that. Yeah, man, that's a special record, man.
That's good. Core on there, right? Too. Core jumped on.
What up?
Yeah, Encore.
Encore, what up?
I think that's Encore.
I believe so.
They Core. Unmute yourself.
What up, Core?
What up, man? Chillin'.
See, we giving you your flowers.
We're giving you your Core. I don't know if you heard it, Core, but right before we played that song, we talked about how we were almost done with the album, and then you came through with like 4 heaters. They just changed the whole construct of the album. It was like we had to make room.
A few songs got bumped because of that.
Yes.
Facts. Yes. Hey,
I bullied himself onto the album with 3 songs, yo. Heavy.
And it should have been 4, Core. I played it for that. But
yo, see, this is what we doing.
Dana, like, if Puffy and RZA had to produce an album together, executive producer album, we just be going back and forth. But it's all love. It's all love. But we right there and just.
Hey man, I ain't gonna take all these bullets because we actually came up with the list together, man. Come on, I don't have that type of veto power to snatch a record.
I respect the democracy. That's why the album is the way it is. You know what I mean? I love the way it is.
Y'all was making concessions to each other. That's what happened.
Yeah,
making concessions to each other.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so look, that's what we're gonna do. We got records from the album, but we're gonna pull back the curtain because I ain't going for this. We're gonna play the records. We're gonna play some non-album records. Y'all cool with that?
I wanted Napoleon to get his look real quick though.
Yeah, let Napoleon get his look first, but we're gonna play these records because it's one that
But let me when you get to Let It Shine, let me talk before you play it, and then we'll get into that. All right. That's all.
Side note. So I'm at Punch's crib, just because we brothers and happy to do that, right? So I come up here to mute the mic so I can talk. Then I go back down there and mute the mic so I can listen. So when y'all see me moving, that's why I'm literally going from one part of the house to another.
Yo, Yeah, they trying to do me dirty. Napoleon, we're gonna let you cook, but then we're gonna let Plex simmer. And we can see what this go.
Yeah, that Lord the Gun. I think if I'm right, to me that was maybe the second track that I got to listen to.
Yeah.
And I was at the gym. I was on the treadmill, and usually I like to get it started with something heavy. I'm usually Betty the Butcher in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And so I put that on, and that Law of the Gun hit me immediately. In terms of like what I wrote in my review of the album, like thematically, I think that even though it's the second song on the album, tonally, it really for me set the tone for the album. Like, listen, we're gonna be on our bullshit this whole album. So I hope you came to hear that because that's exactly what you're getting. I thought it was really full grown track, very realized. Yeah.
I gotta ask a question. I gotta ask my son's brethren a question real quick. How transparent can I be here? Can I go in? Or do y'all want me to?
Let's
keep it peace.
You produced the track. You sent it for some some additions. You got some ad libs. And then,
I ain't gonna, no. I wasn't gonna do that. No. All right, okay. Look, all right. So let me tell you about this law. I gotta talk. I get to talk about the record, the Law of the Gun record. All right. So I produced this record, but remember how I told y'all, me and Charlie did some records together. I wanted to produce this record with Billy Northam, who's produced a lot of Divine Sons records, and I will be transparent and say that Billy and I are like oil and water. You know what I mean? We and if you listen to the verse when we play the record, you'll kind of hear some things that allude to that. Me and Billy we get along musically, and then personally, and it's not even personally. I think it's just we clash. I don't know what it is, and it's kind of been going on that way for a while now. And some of y'all probably know, like, have known me all your lives, or at least since college, know that I'm the dude that's gonna say something. I'm not gonna not say something if something's out of pocket or I feel it's out of pocket. And Billy's kind of similar, so we like oil and water. So I sent him this beat because it had been going on for a while. Like, I ain't rapped on the Billy joint in I don't know how long, like that. So I sent him this beat for us to go half on it. And he did his thing, and he added on to the beat, and Punch came out and went bananas, and then Anon went bananas, and I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna take some liberties, and I'm not doing 16. I'm gonna just keep rapping.
Yes.
I want to stop.
Yes.
But
yes.
I actually, before I even finished writing the verse, I went in the group text and told the Sons, yo, man, I'm gonna just let y'all know that I'm thinking about going ham here and going beyond the 16. If y'all cool with it, y'all gonna let me do my thing, and I'm gonna do it, because it was like my way of kind of putting the olive branch even further to Billy, for me and him to kind of, yo, man, musically when we work together, we bang out. So and they was like,
Marlon Kane like.
Yeah, so when you hit a verse, when you listen to the verse and you hear that part, that's kind of what it's about.
You don't stop a chef from cooking.
You don't say. Is this the first song that you and Billy have worked together on since Chaos Theory? Since the first album?
This is the first beat we did together since the first album.
Since the song Chaos Theory, right? Because y'all did that one, the title track of the first album.
Yeah, we did that together. And it was special, and even that's where I'll leave it. If anybody else want to say anything else about the record, yeah.
So everybody, I'm when it comes to like the songs, I love to set songs off. Like Plex has stolen my spot of setting songs off. So when I heard this beat, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna fuck this up. And I was like, I hope nobody jump on this shit, because my writing process is a little bit longer than everybody else's. Everybody else can kind of get in there immediately, and I need to sit with stuff for a minute. So a few days, a week passed, nobody had touched it, and I finally went in. And the name of the song is The Law of the Gun. And there's a movie that I love called The Way of the Gun. I don't know if anybody's seen it.
Yeah.
But it's my shit. I love that movie to death. There's so many quotables. So, you know what I'm saying? We was like, yo, let's get a quotable from the Joan. I picked out a few. Dan decided on which one to use. And I just think this song came together like, this is like the rawest, it's the shit to me. This is the kind of music I like to make.
All right. Anybody else before we play it? Good?
I'm actually texting Billy right now. We might see him later.
See? All right, here we go.
Boy, well, son, right now I'm the button. I'm the guy you wake up to one night. Maybe a year from now, maybe 2. And all you'll see is a pillow over your face, and you'll hear a pop.
One thing I learned in school is you never go by the book. How you believe in king when my pawn just scooped this rook? I just walked up in the spot and already I got him shook. Waving a piece in both hands like I'm not a crook. I need everyone to chill, I'm just here to have a look. Looking for your queen to scheme. Nah, I mean I never even made an offer. I threatened that I'd offer. She just sacrificed positions. Yeah, things got awkward. Remember, the law of the land is the way of the gun. I put in work with many, but I ain't playing with none. So while Uncle Sam is cooking, just know that change is gonna come. So keep trying your luck and continue raising your son. You got options, while all our options have been exhausted. But cautious, cocking that Nina till she get nauseous. I'm off it, crying for justice, counting the losses. Sometimes to defend yourself, you gotta mount an offense.
Call a spade and follow suit. Pouring cocktails at Cascade, swallow the truth. The thing about the game, rules never change. Application creates aggravation, guilt and shame. Fuck a palace, built a name. A toll on my lane, charging niggas like double A. On Anderson fame, profane, propane. Hot shit, all flames. The smoke is the aftermath, and that's word to game. Running concentric circles, graphing my next play. All up like Steffi Graf for songs by Wanye, so divine. Redefine Sunday, still in my prime. Punch you in your ribs, no gunplay. One day it'll all make sense, but until then, fighting tooth and nails like your girlfriend will fill in. Fortunate to have brothers and real friends, cause Judas will double cross you out when the wheels spin.
My pen intentionally holds bars like penitentiaries. The song you struggle with and quit would have been a cinch to me. Crafting bars is effortless. If you were from my era, then your catalog be recordless. Now what you gon' tell me? That's like an atheist teaching the wrath of God, the Methodist, a Baptist, backwards. Not the way I move, gotta pay your dues. Real winners are not afraid to lose. And whom shall I fear when you can come near? Truly they be fighting blind until it all becomes clear. Daredevil comparison if he could really see their real levels of arrogance. Set off my killing spree. My murder weapon confirmed that's the style, it still is free. Billy C, when we move as one, it's Marley Marl and King. Like that one that used to run with us, could never share the same mic. I feel my shoes. I don't dance but bust the realest moves. I'm too advanced to be engaged in such a silly feud. My attitude's between Rick Rubin and Rick Rude. My motivation is get busy or get booed. You either the food or higher in the ecosystem. I have no predators, I am in the peak position. You have no evidence to back your claims. Before you take a shot at me, step back and aim. Before you take a shot at us, step back and aim. The name is Dan Johns, but you can call me Range.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, man. That right there.
Billy,
I see Encore face, and that's the look that I wanted. When by looking at Encore face, I know I did something right.
After that verse was done, after Dan sent that verse out, Billy hit me like, yo, I'm supposed to be on this song. You gotta get on this song. Drop something after Dan. I was like, nigga, what? Drop something after that? Like, no. I ain't getting embarrassed.
Nah, man. And I mean, yeah, it's and the funny thing about it is if you go back and y'all got to check out Punch's album, Champions Don't Die.
Yes.
My verse on Law of the Gun is kind of like the sequel to my verse on the record on there, on Built Like Us. I've been talking to Billy on both of these verses, man. And I don't feel like I'm getting through to him though. So I done call his name in 2 verses trying to tell him, man, look, this is what we got to do. But hey.
Nah, that's just the raw joint right there, man. That joint is so fucking raw. I love that song.
Yeah, that shit's hard. That's why I had to go second.
Yeah.
Waving a piece in both hands like I'm not.
Like I'm not a crook. Boy.
That was sick. That was the line for that.
Boy.
That was the one.
Boy.
Yeah, you got off on that. I was like, nah, I ain't even going out like that. Look, I'm gonna let.
Yo, real quick. Oh, dang, he left already. Napoleon had to jump off. I just wanted to say peace out loud to him, but I think he jumped off. And
no doubt.
So, back on it.
Hey, before we get into the unreleased joint, I got to get some beat shine up in this piece too, real quick. Oh, that was me too.
You got
that was
beat
me just
shining
now.
out.
What you talking about,
bro?
Oh, I forgot. That was me. Okay. No. I had a
The
record.
writer was you. That was you. I mean, you did.
Now you acting like Billy.
But,
no, I had a record I wanted to play, but we can play it after. We can play it.
Let's just play this one unreleased joint, and then we'll go back into the flow.
Right,
so,
cool.
like he said, going back into the story, when Encore drops these 4 beats, everybody gets assigned a beat. I take the Let It Shine beat. You know, I'm thinking this Divine Sons, you know, we shine, right? That's what it's all about. So we get real competitive amongst us in the internal circle of me, Anon, Dan, Punch. So Dan was like, yeah, me and Anon, we're going to do this no sequels joint or whatever. We're working on this. You and Punch, you know, you work on the Let It Shine joint. So I was like, that's cool. But I was like, you know, got on my string of bell. I was like, if I'm gonna go after my brothers, I'm gonna go recruit some shooters from outside, you know. So I went and got some of my crew from VA, some of my street dudes, because like the Divine Sons, you know, our message is real beautiful and bright and energetic. And I was like, yo, I need to get gritty with this. Or I just want to go totally opposite what we do. You know what I'm saying? And saying let me shine, but let me take the darkness and make the darkness shine. So I went and got my 2 guys from VA. I didn't tell Dan or nobody who was gonna be on it. I didn't tell Punch. Punch had the last verse. He didn't even know until the first 3 verses were done. He didn't know anybody was gonna be on the joint. So it hurts me that the song's not on the album, but you can look for a project.
Just to throw in my little 2 cents, yeah. Plex threw that joint out to me, and when I got it, I had just finished Maxine, and Cause I Love You, I was just almost wrapped up with the joint. I'm exhausted in my mind, my pen game exhausted. And then the first verse I hear on there is SK, and Plex know SK is one of my favorite dudes that he deal with. I think SK is dumb nice. Then he threw his other boy on there, and I was like, holy shit. All right, let me go get some sleep. I gotta get back in my bag. Yeah, this is a tough song, yo.
And I don't think SK's been on any of the Sons projects. So
no, he's on All As Well.
Yes.
He's on All As Well. Yeah,
yes.
he's on Intuitive Maneuvers.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, you're right.
And he did a hook on Real Life Rap too. Yeah.
He did Steve Kerr. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
All right.
Okay. So that makes up for the little bit right now. Okay.
It's all good. You know.
Yeah. All right. I'm about to
Beer. What's up,
Beer? Oh, Beer. That was perfect. Beer, that's perfect. Even though Will about to drop off, we gonna play no sequels in a little bit. That's what's up. That's love. And we still got the Beautiful in the chamber. All right, I'm about to play the unreleased joint. It'll be released soon if Plex got anything to say about it. So this is Let It Shine.
Which means that it will get released soon in October.
So y'all stop putting this one on me. All right.
You know I'm ready for the standoff. Pussies hiding in your hood, get the clan soft. Hands off when you see me, I'll be strapped down like Mike in the wire. This smack wild, so back down. I'm a victim of the crack valve. Yeah, that's a pandemic. Chief of the state had his hands in it and ran with it. You know, kitchenware was for cooking, but now it's grams in it. Facts. Junkies love it when it's tan tinted. Facts. Same story, different decade with a half retarded narrator. You got the geeks and the youngins on the corner with heat. One got computers, one ride with the shooters. One thing they got in common, they both loving the tech age. Let it marinate. You got your name on the bricks and quarters. Now level up and get your name on some brick and mortar. And let it rain across different borders. Sit back and let it shine.
Nothing shines like the sun, but I built a black box to escape from the meaningless world that lacks thoughts. Can't even speak to a girl with mask off, cause you're gonna be judged for the sound of your last cough. New world order in the border movie, so I gotta change my mind frame. Manifestation situation when the shine came. Energize my faith in captivity. Wanna be safe, so I'm sacrificing liberties. All my friends getting armed with artillery. Already made amends for the end if it's meant to be. Stay strong every time my wife hit to me. Hoping these songs live on as my legacy.
If you have the time, let it shine. Let it shine to help some.
Cluckers had to teach him cause his dad was gone. And they survived the same streets that he would travel on. His visions of beating Babylon depended on the bags of white powder that they were asking for. Smarter than a scholar, temper like a Wolverine. And the lack of love turned that hustler to a war machine. Medicare dropped granny, who gon' pay that bill now? And you got the nerve to tell that youngin' put them pills down? Ain't tripping off the president, that much was clear. All he knew was that the streets got hot every election year. Real hustler talk that you don't learn from the sidewalk. Only carry money, he can buy it in bulk. Fight with his thoughts, wrestle demons, ducking the narcs. And you think he really trying to hear about business license? He going shopping, only for the cheapest prices. And you might think I'm crazy, but that's how life is, and it's real.
If you have the time, let it shine. Let it shine to help some.
All I ever wanted to be was a bar king, but I turned into the crown jewel of all things. When now I'm bling, don't need a chain to make these broads scream. Spin it on some stocks for the right start for my offspring. Green light on anybody trying to scheme like I ain't known for having a nice aim and a mean right. Niggas never learn till they chest burn and they see light. Keep it real, he don't need prayers, that nigga need life. But y'all rather shine like some police lights. I ain't new to this homes, seen firsthand what niggas do with the chrome. Every day somebody losing they dome. I know the plot, I used to have a parking spot at the funeral home. I like to blame the early 90s for making me this grimy. Not knowing how to front and not trusting niggas behind me. If you family, you beside me. I can't give you the jewels if you chasing everything shiny.
Yo, man. Stop putting that one on me. That's a banger.
So that one didn't make the album?
You gotta, hey, I feel
I
like
ain't gonna say nothing, yo.
I fought for that one, Will. I was like,
that nigga said the junkies love it when it's pan tinted. Yo,
I was like, let's just have that one outlier, that one just catch you off guard, that one beanie sneak punch you in the face record on the album.
Man into a war machine. Yo, he was fucking it up, yo.
Yo, man. So we got to go back to what Punch said, though, is that the reason it didn't make it is we had to make concessions because I fought hard for Essence is Divine with Preach, and
I should have been on the album.
Yeah, I felt like them suit that I'm gonna have to play that at some point because y'all ain't gonna sit up here and act like you the only one that was hurt that the record didn't make it.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that could have made the album vibe, and there's a lot of other stuff. And really, honestly, I was fighting for him, but at the same time, sitting there a little like, all right, it's cool. If it don't make the album, I'm gonna go ahead and scoop that up. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna get released encore. You ain't got to worry about it. Plex got you. Plex got you. Don't even worry about it. Look, I know Will got to go, but so Will.
Yo, let's play that guy then.
We gotta play that no sequels joint. But Will, you gotta give us that hook, man. You gotta just tell us how
happened to Veer.
Veer right here.
Here.
Veer right here. So Will, we asked you for a hook and a verse, man, and you came through in like record time, and it was you smashed it. What? Go ahead, man. Talk to me.
Oh man, so when I first got the beat, I was like, I had to pause. I didn't even write anything for like the first 5 hours. I ride my bike around the neighborhood, and I was just riding to the beat for like at least 5 hours before something came to me. I was like, man, it sounds like something Hove would be on. And so when I took the beat to the studio, the engineer actually started rapping. And I was like, no, man, you can't, this ain't my beat. You know, you can't have this one. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, yeah, man, this sounds like something that Hove would be on. I said, I know that's the same thing I said. And so I've been, I was like, man, Dan is, he's considered a South Carolina hip hop legend. So I was like, man, this man asked me to get on the Suns track, with them. So let me go back and dig in my bag. And he was like, I didn't want to sing, fellas. Don't let me put that out there, but
hey, you sound good, dog.
Yeah,
sound good.
Look at first. And I was like, all right, Dan, that's just a reference track because, you know, I know you got, you know, a female vocal. And he called me back. He was like, nah, man, we're going to keep that. And I was like,
yeah,
let me go back and harmonize or something, you know what I mean, to try to get it to stick. But now the creative process was there from the beginning, man. I had to, I usually write punchlines in my phone every now and then before I forget them. And I had that bowling ball jump shot punchline that I really thought was nice to drop. And I was like, it seemed like the best time to drop it. So when I got the call from Danger, man, I just went in there, laid it down. It only took me 4 hours because the beat came with it and everything was flowing. And there was another rapping part on the end of the hook, which I'm kind of glad you took off because it didn't really mesh well with what the first part of the hook was saying. But I think it all came together well, man. It was
Punch.
Oh, Punch did that.
So man, what man, you just try to put that on, you try to get even here? Where we go?
The singing part sounded so good, it didn't need the other part. That's why I was like, yo, just rock that shit.
I will take credit though for, you know, it turning from a reference into an actual part of the song. Like at least I was a part of that push. Like, nah, we need to keep that. Like he sound great. Don't replace that. Keep him on.
You sleeping on yourself, man. Your vocals. If I could sing like that, I'd be on all the Sun songs singing.
So real quick, when Vera came do some work, and asked if she can do a little background on the hook. So we laid that. Dan got it. He arranged the song, you know, everything, and I sent it to Veer. And Veer, I want you to tell them what you told me after you heard the drum.
That it just, you know, it took me back, like back in the day, when music was the best, you know. I don't know, it was all love. I can't remember the exact words I said to you, Q.
You said,
I was in a moment. It was definitely an old school vibe that just, I mean, those that you just never forget, you will always rock to, you know.
Man,
what did you do with it?
Yeah,
man, that joint is thorough, and I feel like Anon went nuts. Will went nuts to set it. Anon went crazy.
So I wanted to say this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you, I'm going from my phone to this one, but we're in the same spot now, so I'm on mute. I'm normally trying to craft songs and ideas and what have you, but with this joint, Will, you started eating, and I had to start eating. So I went straight battle rapper. I don't like anybody. I hate everyone. These bars are about decimating anybody who has the audacity to be in the same space. And that felt good because I've been quieting that part of myself. It felt good to just let motherfucking loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that aggression, man, and it made me want to go back and re-record mine with a little more fire. I heard the aggression coming up.
I let it go though. I said, nah, I'm gonna let him have that. Yeah, I was mad. I was tight.
99 hungry. Yeah.
I was tight too. And then
I wanted to be on this beat. Yeah, when I heard this beat, because I love you, I was like, I definitely want to be on these two beats. And Dan like just shut me out, like, nah, son. What?
No, that's not true. What happened was
it was some sort of concession or something.
He had to get finale.
I had to get finale on
that's what it was.
It wasn't
finale.
It was like it was finale. And it was
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, it was finale, and finale worked hard to get us in there because y'all. I don't know if y'all familiar with finale's work, but he's thorough on the underground. And Encore, me and you on finale done did a few joints together. He did the joint with me, you, and Superstition. And then he hopped on another one you produced on my album In Danger too. Yeah. So and finale's our original Divine Sons member too when we were Divine Mind.
And he's gonna be on Alchemy.
Yes, Alchemy coming soon. Anon.
Yes.
But look, I'm gonna play this no secret. I ain't gonna hold y'all. And Encore, after we play this, I'm gonna let you talk about some of the beat a little bit. But I know Will got the bounce, so we're gonna get this in real quick.
All right.
Whenever it's hot, I'm the protocol. You gon'
Going against me is like shooting jump shots with a bowling ball. I owe it all to non-believers and naysayers. Their motives all flop. Their life achievements are my day's labor. I hope that y'all not the type to reason with these placators that sold us all out. To pad their pockets, they on boats, we on the docket. I'm the type to kick in the door, they known to knock it. Looking flying, Christian Dior. I want to rock it like Elon. To success, I made the beeline. I know it's things that you keep falling behind. You want your slice of this American pie, but all they serving you is key lime. Live your truth and you won't have to rely on how they got it designed. This one life, I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day. 'Cause they will, and that's real. What a will. I'm living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day.
I want to, it's on who? I refuse to take the blame for those who came and set the ball low. Every verse is like my name and I treat my name like Marlowe. You go to extremes for passion, I'm asking how far though. Just tell me where the line is drawn, I tell you where your rhymes is wrong. Smacking respect out of frauds by fact checking facades. You're standing next to black excellence. God took a break and admired his handiwork when Dan was birthed. I won't say that he broke the mold cause it belonged to daddy first. You had to burst the energy, a little flirt with success. Yet the worst scripts I spit eclipse your personal best. Yes, I'm trolling, hold on, don't take it personal yet. I let you live to rhyme again, I'm such a merciful vet. With beans burning on the grill and fish frying in the kitchen. Just saying I got stuff to do, denying my existence won't diffuse the light I shine or the shadow I cast. That's a way to losing your mind trying to battle my past.
I'm living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day.
'Cause they will, and that's real. What's up, here?
I'm living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day.
Let's go, the Creole.
Cue the schoolboy, the omega of bars. Tap dance on the grave before I dance with stars. Rival American idols, liable to crash the bridal recital because I feel entitled. The final destination now you hear my verse. Congregation contemplating a body and a hearse. Curse at the spelling bee, converse and felony. Tone deaf to the dreams that niggas is selling me. Been on economic blackout since Hope came back out, and it's gonna stay that way till the meek choose to act out. Be it chasing a dream or a specific revenge. I stand where the sidewalk ends and Front Street begins. Top dog on the list, meaning I'm the precipice. Bump like a terrorist, a crisscrossing 9-6. Maybe 94, maybe my memory slips, but on my pen I got the tightest grip, and that's my gift.
God, I'm so afraid on my grass, you know, watching motorcade. I control the wave, you could go to supernova, space age. You more like Super Grover with your super soaker. Next entree, 3,000 like Andre. Got the picante, sauce heavy, the boss ready. Y'all doing too much out here with your medley, sounding like Teddy. You welcome to tell whoever you met me. The messenger like Melly, squad leader still can see way more than what cadets see. Respect me before I make you do it. Let's be clear, when I lose it, then you gon' lose it. Comprehend they stupid, now let's get to it. It was all the sheep wrote when the verdict was off, until it was all the curtain call. What did we learn to burn them all when it was time for y'all learn the flaw, so the false and turn them off. I live a witness around and confirm it all. The talk y'all how to serve the wrong. What do you find when you get with a clique of brothers who divine ahead of your time? Are we still on the grind? Made the person been running this shit in my prime. I know what's mine is mine, but no matter what, it's divine mine. Let's go.
Living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day. I'm living this one life. I try my best to make sure it's done right. Don't ever let them take away your sunlight, just to brighten their day.
I agree. This one is special and encore. Nas called out the sample. Beach Boy sample. Is that what you sampled, Encore? Who do I need to mute? Somebody got to get muted. Hold on. Let me see. Encore might be outside. I'll mute him for a second till he get back. Yo. So while we wait for that to get right, the funny thing about this, Will, and you said this to me about the first time you saw me, you wanted to battle me, I think it was. And what's funny about that
Everybody feels that way about you, Dan.
Yeah,
Everyone feels that way.
But what I was going to say is every day, literally every day on the strip, there would be ciphers. And most of the time, it would either be Moon on the beatbox, Trice on the beatbox, and it was 3 people that were always in the cipher. Nah, what 3 people was always in the cipher?
Shit, me, you, and Quam Scott?
And Finale.
Oh,
me,
yeah,
you, and Finale.
So
the people on this record, me and Nine and Finale used to walk down the strip looking for somebody to cipher with. And then if we couldn't find nobody else to battle, we'd battle each other. So it's like this record is like perfect. And when Will said that, it made me laugh thinking that, you know, he's on this record with the dudes that I used to walk around chopping heads off with. So it's just yeah.
I shared this reflection on Facebook earlier today. Club Soul used to exist in Atlanta. I think it was downtown somewhere. I don't remember. Drez the Beatnik was hosting open mics there. Me and Finale went through that. I mean, this is like early stages of us getting to know each other. And, you know, we was battle rap forever. Like, you got bars, we got bars.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not exaggerating. Me and Finale went road warrior, tag in, tag out on the stage of MCs who thought they had flow. Like ridiculous. And he'll be my brother for a variety of reasons, but definitely for that.
And you know, and you know, not to add on, but the legendary Gold Machete story.
Yo,
with the week before that battle, the whole crew came out, and me and Finale did the same thing. We smashed like 8 dudes that night, just me and him.
Yeah.
So it was like that was what we did, man. So that record.
Yo, crazy enough, Dan. Today, I was going to get my bike serviced, even though they weren't able to do it today. But I rode by that location today on my bike.
Dope.
What used to be JB's Tavern.
So Encore, real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say before you move on, I want to hear Encore talk about the sample.
Because Noslin said that was a Beach Boy sample. Is that the case?
I
can't hear you, sir.
You on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, it was definitely a Beach Boy samples of Good Vibrations, man. I mean,
I told you.
I
told you.
Really?
That's dope,
I told
man.
you I got an ear for that shit. I heard it. I was like, oh my God.
That's sick.
I knew that.
Poor, that shit was ill, bro. I loved it. It was a great opening for that track.
No, I appreciate it. Hey, Dan, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I try to challenge myself. I try not to be so predictable. Like as hip hoppers, we run to the 70s and soul music and all that's fine. But I try to find those obscure samples, like something that I probably wouldn't normally use.
Right.
And I guess it's an ego thing. You try to find those samples that a dude can't predict. You know what I mean? Maybe I make beats, unfortunately, to cater to the other producers. Oh, that's just Isaac Hayes. Oh, that's just blah, blah, blah. But my man, and I guess just putting a little humor in it, yeah, the white dude would pick up on it.
Hey, that's messed up, man. I'm not white. I'm Cuban.
I was about to say he's not white.
Damn, that hurt me, man. That hurt my feelings. Oh, I'm just kidding.
I grew up with that jam in the 80s. I definitely knew what happened. I grew up with that.
Put it in the chat.
No, I don't care, man. I don't care, bro. You wouldn't have known.
I'm jokingly because Plex know when we was talking about the final countdown, and there was one of the beats I did on Real Life Rap. Like, it's a pride thing with me, I guess. I'll take them. Yeah. I try to find those samples and really just make it boom bap. And if I let you hear the sample, you would never guess like, the fuck made them use that record?
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, Core, that me and you connect real well because of your versatility. You know what I'm saying? I like to think I'm a versatile MC. Like I can rap to anything, but you can make any type of beat. Down south, trap shit. Up north, grimy. Back home, 90s shit. You know what I'm saying? Your range is crazy, and it makes sense that you say that. Is that you be challenging yourself by using different samples.
If I can be petty for a moment, this is the equivalent of me This is me, the equivalent of me swooping in and telling Charlie that me and him vibe good together. Plex. You hear Punch coming in trying to take my producer.
And the producer came looking for me.
Me and Core vibe well together. Come on, man.
Hey, look. I ain't gonna hold you. I sent Core a message. I was trying to get a Core joint on Alchemy.
See?
Hey,
nah,
Punch,
y'all, you know how
did you have Core produce the whole Face Punch project too?
Yes, Core produced the whole Face Punch project too.
So you already got 2 concept projects with this man.
Well, 1 producer, yes.
Love it.
It's cool, man.
Like you're the executive producer, ain't you?
I know I am, but he be leaving me in the dark. I don't be knowing nothing.
It's
I be
cool.
like, yo, just dropping. He's like, it's coming out tomorrow. I'm like, yo, what we doing?
Hey, Plex, I got a new album out. You the executive producer.
Yeah.
He just puts my name on it to motivate him.
Y'all challenge me. Because, you know, when I be making these beats, I have these abstract visions, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, of course, when y'all put words to them, it gives it, more direct vision. So, look, man, on some serious shit, you know what I mean? It's like, I appreciate people that see my value without the accolades. You know, the fact that I don't have a big name and yada, yada, yada. You see dudes that just fuck with you in it, because I know it's for y'all. All y'all got y'all crews and y'all networks. Y'all don't, it ain't about needing a nigga. You the only nigga around. You fucking with me, I hope off of chemistry. Maybe I'm a cool guy, whatever. And that's why when I make these beats, I try to be open. And I wish I didn't have the day job blues, because I would love to be in the studio and rearrange beats.
Right.
You know, Ryan, that's not the original version. Inspector Deck told the story. RZA went back and changed the whole beat. I just don't have that kind of time, if you will. You know, but I wish I did, man. So, what you about to say? Somebody about to say something. I ain't want to cut nobody off.
Nah, go ahead. Cook.
Right.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that, you know, on the producer tip, man, you know, I appreciate it. I fish, even with the Beast Boy samples. I ain't saying because I take chances it's hot, you know, but you don't know what people going to like. And maybe it's a testament, you know, to my age range. I know damn near all the generations of hip hop, and I know a lot of music. So I just fish. I just send shit out there. You know what I mean? Because the way I look at it is, you call it genres to market it. But when you making beats, it's just the sound. I don't care if a Beast Boy sample. I don't care if it's Isaac Hayes. I don't care if it's OJ's. You just manipulating sound to make it fit a certain range. So that's why I try not to be scared of those obscure samples. By the time you put some drums and a bass line, some scratching on the hook, man, that shit sounds totally fucking different.
Right. Yo, I feel like battle rap right now. I want to be like, talk your shit, son. Talk your shit, son.
Yeah, man.
If I was sitting in the Maybach, I'd be talking hella shit.
Yeah, man. Like, I think the thing with me and Encore, and the thing with Encore is, I remember me and Encore met probably 2001, right? Something like that. And he hit because you were on the radio, and he was DJing on the radio, and we had a little local hour, and I would literally record a song every week. I would record a new song every week, and they would play it on the radio. And I would be doing all the beats, and Encore hit me up and was like, yo, I mean, I need to come through and rock with you. You know, I do beats, yada, yada, yada. And Encore would come through pretty much every Saturday, right? Like every weekend we would come through at my grandma's house, and we would make beats. We would chill on the porch. We get food, you know what I mean? And then as we grew, both of us would move around, and you know, life changed, but the routine would be the same. It's like
Small sidebar. It started off on music, but then remember I got stuck in the ditch.
Yo,
we started getting personal. I'm starting. Okay, this is my homeboy. Oh, I want to get some head. Let's go to my homeboy crib. I didn't know the landscape of his yard.
Yo, he was in my backyard and got bogged down with this random. Oh my God! I had to go out there and help him get out. It was crazy. But yeah. So like a lot of our chemistry would be that like we would hang out and we would make beats on the spot. We would go record digging. We would go and when Mitty Mark and everybody would come on Sunday, we would record all day, then go eat, and then over the years we became closer and closer brothers. Yeah,
Buffet brothers coming soon.
Buffet brothers, And like a lot of times, man,
I need a plate on that.
Encore would always push me to do something different because I'm a perfectionist. Like I said, I'm very self-conscious when it came to beats, and he would be like, man, that joint is dope the way it is, man, just add on to it and rap to it. And a lot of times Encore would be the one to tell me like, man, if I could make beats and rap like you, I would do all my own beats. So it was never but me and Encore probably did like hundreds of songs together. So what I say to you, Punch, I'm joking. I mean, me and Core got decades of history. So it's love that he's in the fold with my brothers, and y'all are forging a new path. So I mean, that's just what we do, man. And sometimes Encore come through and I'll be like, yo, man, here, man, put these samples on the flash drive and go home and make something with them. And that's just that's the way we get down. Or he'll call me like, yo, you heard this? You need to go flip that or whatever. So it's just like brotherhood now, man. This man was in my wedding, dog. So we rock.
Man. Hey, that's the only wedding I've been in. It was hot as fuck that day. I'm like, this is how I'm with the wedding. Man, it's the best man in my wedding.
But that creates the best art, man, when it becomes organic and it's like a real friendship. You know what I'm saying? When you really become family and lock in. And I feel like that defines this whole process of what we're doing.
Right.
All of us from different areas and different places, even on the Zoom, just coming together with our creativity,
Right.
Real quick, guys.
You just took the words off. I'm sorry, what you said? I'm gonna cut the lady off.
Right now,
No, that's okay. I just wanted, I have a 3-year-old, so I gotta. She's all over the place right now. I just want to say I love you guys.
Hold on. So then, do you have 3 more minutes?
Do I have 3 more minutes? Yeah.
You have 3 more minutes. Can we pivot to the beautiful then? Since beautiful is leaving us.
Oh,
just a thought.
Look at
I just wanted to say though, before you play, I will stay on, but after I'm gonna hang up. But I wanted to say, I love the way you guys have love for one another. And I'm honored to be a part of whatever you guys do. And like, you're so inspirational to me. I just wanted to say that. So
thanks, Veer.
Yeah, you can.
That means a lot. It's really important to have you a part of the process, Veer. Like, we all get excited. We be like, Punch, is Veer gonna get on something? Like for real. Like, and definitely miss those sessions we used to have at Punch's apartment and all that.
Yes, for sure.
It's good to see your face, Veer. You are the personification of love. And anytime you bless us with your presence on the record, wherever, if it's just here at the barbecue, we bless you.
And Alchemy's not finished, so I'm still hollering at you.
Hey,
okay.
If Punch, yeah.
So to the lady, I apologize. I forgot she was in here. I was just mail bonded.
Oh,
I wasn't.
It's all good.
I'm sorry.
Listen, I've been around these guys since 2008.
Of course, dude.
Yeah.
So I understand.
I'm sorry. I'm like, damn, I feel like such a stroke right now. I ain't mean it.
Yo, so like whenever Punch says Veer's coming through, we be looking for records. We be like, yo, can she do something on this one?
Right.
Do something on this one?
Yeah.
We send him like 5 songs.
You are the crew.
He says you're just coming over to hang out. We send him 5 songs. Like, well, you're gonna get in the lab. Something gonna happen.
Yeah, Veer's coming over to bring her kid. Well, see if she can do this song.
Yeah. This song will be better with Veer on it. Like the beautiful. Like we had a hook. We had everything. He's like, yo, it needs Veer. It gotta have Veer on it. So
We Beautiful People. We Beautiful People was a done song. Well, let's put Veer on it and make it.
Let's put Veer on it, make it better, man. Everything's better with Veer.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Hey, I feel compelled to clean my image up. Hey, yo, I gotta go to church early tomorrow.
It's all good. Look, we're gonna play the beautiful before Veer gets out of here, and I'm really just give me a second. Here we go.
The earth and the trees, the birds and the bees, the urge to just be the raw, flawed version of me. The lesson learned, turn and burn the words in my sleeve. Love life, come right, witness the birth of a seed, the death of a son, the dawn of the world, the trek of the one, the challenges, the work of what's destined to come. Applying the code, the flies in the mold, the highs and the lows, the love of a child, hell, the dying with no joke. The touch of her hand, the smell of her hair, the rushing of blood, the line step between lusting and love, the hopefulness, the openness, all trust and no judge. Late night conversations of what's up above, the rise of a slave, the fall of a king, the revelation of what it all means, answering the call in my dreams, the dog in the fight, the law of the right, the cause of the light, the song I've been longing to write like all of my life, yo. The genesis and the feeling, the finishing, the generous benefiting the penniless, the gentleness of a child like innocent, the beautiful, yeah, the beautiful.
Live in the pitch and your son makes contact. The perfect curves in the small of your wife's back. Losing your way but getting back on the right track. The beautiful, the beautiful. My wife's got 2 boyfriends, ages 8 and 3. Often I'm awakened by the youngest trying to take my sheets. Our eyes meet and he just shoots me a smile, a studious child. His spirit's where the beauty is found. The truth is, they both handsome like their daddy, but with better hearts. I line our baby pictures up, you can't tell us apart. I shut the studio down, sell it for parts, and never rap again before I ever depart from them. Megan knows while our lives are filled with ebbs and flows, whoever poses threats to our home, letting them go. I ain't trying to talk gangster, just letting you know. And only calling me danger if it's never gonna show. Some used to say I had a selfish soul, while others kept me on the bill for my rebellious flows. But the best thing I ever did in life was be a husband and a father. The pleasure is all mine, I'm honored.
We're either spiritual beings, birthed in a purpose, or we're just humans, just flesh and surface. Neither analogy requires perfect. For every religious scroll, control is in the searching. Even Christ asked if the cup could be passed from before his periphery, but the sins of the dad also gets passed. But a song would be far from tribute. Liberation still possible, plus chance to contribute to a society that violently feasts on black boy souls, black boy gold and black boy goals. I pray that black boy knows this battle ain't his alone, and that a cell could never be home. I keep minutes on my phone and money on his books. You heard similar stories, it's harder than it looks. Inspiration took hold, my acquiescence is dutiful. So prayers are musical, but all of them are beautiful.
Live in a pitch and your son makes contact. The perfect curves in the small of your wife's back. Losing your way but getting back on the right track. The beautiful, the beautiful.
Old enough to admit when you're wrong, bold enough to insist you belong, cold enough to go at it alone. The beautiful,
the quiet storm of night spawned the calm we lurk in search. A righteous form returns to a full man work the earth. A silent night writing lines off the earth and jerk return to paradise. A life of peace that a hermit earns. Wise will in abundance off a stretch of human suffering. Mother Earth cleanses her pores pits and emerges hungry. Her power is unbound, so greet the morning humbly. See how the lines intersect. Respect for God and country ways. Sitting on my hands for what feels 100 days. I make plans. The breeze takes back ease under summer shade. Ran the rat race under trouble, underpaid. Hand to hand, guns ablaze. Man to man, stuck in rage. Goddess of aqua, rest with lambs on the lion's mane and faith. Try a new way. Tame the vultures. Cultures rise again. Salute fallen soldiers. We acknowledge them in time and space. This beautiful journey, transmitting zones, vibrate.
The genesis and the feeling of finishing. The generous benefiting the penniless. The gentleness of a child like innocent. The beautiful, yeah, the beautiful.
Yes.
Yo, that's a beautiful record, man. But Anon, what were you doing?
I started a new 8 a.m. challenge.
Yo, it's a new 8 a.m. challenge.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
respect the diligent for showing me about promotion. Nah, I just got my phone plugged in, and that was just me mentoring myself on the screen.
Gotcha.
I gotta say that this is one song right here where my stubbornness really disappointed me. Like this is one of the records that I regret. Dan kept hitting me like, yo, we got a verse, you should check it out, get on it. Yo, we got 2 verses, you should check it out, get on it.
Yep.
And I was just so fixed on like, nah, I'm not gonna get on this song, I'm gonna leave space for somebody else. And man, missed the classic. That's a regret.
It's a classic, Plex. And
This is probably one of my favorites.
That's
the
probably
favorite.
one of my favorites. That's my favorite, hands down. That's mood music right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest though, I can't even front just being vulnerable with y'all. I was a little intimidated because I had jumped out so far on the album early and put so many verses out. By the time we got to this song, I was like, I don't even know if I'm got what I need to live up to this record right now, you know?
And, you know, with The Beautiful, knowing that this was going to be the title track of an album that we called The Beautiful, I just knew that this shit had to be right, and trying to kind of wait. And, you know, I kind of pressed Billy a little bit, but it dawned on me that, like, all the major title tracks, the important Jones that we have dropped intentionally, Dan has did the beat. So it was like, you know what? Instead of just waiting on it, Dan, you need to do this beat. And then with the piano, when I heard the beat the first time and that piano came in, I was like, that's it.
Yo, that's funny you
man.
say that.
That's
Dan
it,
did
bro.
a beautiful headache on a beautiful headache. Hey, I don't have an alchemy track, Dan.
I got you. I'm gonna do it. But I want to say about that. Every time we do this, I have to make like 7 beats before I get to the one. Like, cause when we did We Beautiful People, it was the same thing. And I feel like I made that beat and wrote my verse at the beach for We Beautiful People because Gordon was playing with the seagulls and stuff. And I remember like for this one, cause I kept digging through samples and I made some beats and some of them I hadn't even finished. They were beats, but they weren't songs. You know what I mean? So like this particular record, like I wish Charlie was on here because Charlie co-produced this with me. But Charlie's like, yo, man, it's done. I don't know what you want me to do to it. Because, like, when I sent it to Charlie, I had the samples arranged. I had the bass line. I had the drums. It was like, I just need some extra flavor. And Charlie added a lot of flavor to the hook. He added some other stuff, too, that we decided to try to put into something else later. But I remember because the sub basses and stuff like that, that's kind of like one of my, not one of my strengths. It's kind of like something that I have to work at. So on that one, I took a lot of time with the bass line, and I know the record as a whole, I know I'm getting a little nerdy, but I remember producing this record, and I remember focusing on dropping it down an octave to give it an extra little rattle on it. You know what I'm talking about, encore, like that little boom, like that it does. Like I had to do some different stuff, and when I had it, I was like, okay, this is the beat. I hear it, and it's just I knew it once I had laid the bass line with the sample. I was like, oh yeah, this is the record right here. But I need that extra something from Charlie, and we were in the group text, and Charlie, I sent it to Charlie, and he called me with the guitar in his hand. And he was like, what if I add this?
That guitar was nasty.
Yeah, and he was playing the guitar like, yo, what if I add this? And I was like, yeah, we need that. Add that to it. So,
hey, you know, can I say something?
Yeah.
All right, Hunter. Peace.
All right, Dan Hunter. Thank you, bro. We appreciate you.
Peace,
You too.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Dan. Thanks for jumping in, girl.
Good seeing you, Dan. Thank you.
Good seeing you.
Definitely.
Bye.
Yeah, we'll talk soon.
Dan, because you know we need some visuals for some of these. So
Yes.
Yeah, I got a treatment already.
You know, I got to listen to the album like 5 more times before I can like get my mind wrapped around it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely talking.
Right.
Yeah, we can hear you, Encore. We got you. We were saying bye to Dan. What's up?
Later, guys.
All right, Dan.
I'm sorry, man. But I was gonna say, see, I guess the reason why out of the crew, the reason why Punch jumped out at me first, because I was, my beats are kind of aggressive, even in the midst of the visual. I'm real abstract with it, but I know the sound is real aggressive. His voice is aggressive. The style is aggressive, and of course, I know you personally, so we can always build how we need to build. But like Anon, but I picture him. He's so intelligent. I want to really make a real conceptual joint. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I guess so. When Plex is up, I really want to have more of a conversation about it. You know what I mean? But I do know, I really want to get out the habit of just sending beats. I want to build. I guess kind of how like Jay and No ID did the 444 thing or whatever. It was very conceptual, but you got to be a super hip hop. Jay's saying and how to do everything. And Jay could consider to the samples or what have you. But I guess I'm saying that to Anon, like, yo, I mean, definitely whenever you're ready to really lock in, reach out to me, man, and let me know, kind of put me in the zone. Because I want to be versatile, so I don't want to just, please do. You know what I mean? Yeah. I definitely want to grow. If you take a Dr. Dre, Eminem, and 50 and Snoop, all these shit sound remotely different because he's able to lock in and see how they can bring the best out of each other. You know what I mean? So I'm saying on a serious note, man. You know what I mean? Like whenever because we all got lives, we all still got the day job blues and all of that shit. I get it. You know what I mean? So it's like definitely reach out to me, man. I really wanna lock in and make some intellectual sounding, because you seem like a lot to me. You intellectuals, neo soul is boom bap, it's aggressive. It's like, bro, like.
Yo, I'm glad you're reading me well, bro. I'm glad you're reading me. I'm glad you're meeting me. I appreciate that. I accept all of those distinctions and titles. And yeah, let's build. Definitely.
Easiest way to describe Anon is a ball of energy.
He's all of that, Encore. It's funny because when I posted the pictures of Anon grilling the other day, you know what I'm saying? You was like, damn, I thought dude was vegan. I thought you was talking about me. And when I realized you was talking about Anon, I was like, oh, it makes sense. I understand why he said that.
You just seem like a nigga that don't eat meat. I'm sorry.
Yo, the funny thing about that is before we started back with the Divine Sons, a lot of communication started by me asking Anon for recipes. Like, because Anon be cooking, Anon be cooking, man. Like, I was asking him about some steak recipes or something, and it was like one of the,
Yo, let's be clear. Our brotherhood was forged over recipes.
Right.
Like, having not spoken to each other for a while, but like appreciating and respecting each other was one thing. But once we started talking about recipes and that grown man stuff and sharing things, it was like Amaria and Daniel got to speak.
Right.
And Anon and Dan got reintroduced to each other.
Right, because he was putting me in the right, because I was getting into my cooking thing, and he had been cooking at several restaurants and doing all of that, and I was like, yo, I need to holler at Anon, man. He can tell me how to do this, and that was kind of like one of the things. So yeah, man, and see, Encore knows that Punch gets down from that last trip to Atlanta. He know Punch get down on the grill, but yeah, Anon can
And when we get together,
it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
For another trip though, Dan. Due for another trip though.
Yeah, we are for sure. Yeah. Hey, this is so unrelated, but I have Punch to thank single-handedly for my wife eating chicken Phillies now. Chicken Philly wrap. Phillies. She didn't eat chicken Phillies until we went down and Punch cooked them. He was doing custom chicken Phillies for everybody. What you want on yours? What you want on yours? You want a wrap or a sandwich? And ever since then, it's been on.
That's what makes it so great, because it's more than just music. It's not like just beats and rhymes. Like, it's like life, you know what I'm saying? And it's real grown man shit that we bond on.
Right.
Y'all really remind me of the Goody Mob. I own some real shit. I had to sit there and think about this shit. If I had to compare, y'all remind me of the Goody Mob, because y'all message is same, but everybody got their own approach. And it's no fun, because I know y'all got relationships with Cujo and all of that shit, but y'all kind of really put me in that zone. Not as militant, perhaps, not as Southern fried, militant, but just being from different places. But everybody's in their own lane, but y'all connect to the music, you know what I mean? So it's like y'all good practice for me. Like, I be trying to, like, okay, what do I think he would like? What do I think he would like? And that's what helps me be versatile, you know what I mean? Just basic boom bap, it actually gets boring. That's why I be trying to choose these strange samples. But I do know, with Anon, I would like to do something like with, maybe the sample might be some talking in the sample. Matter of fact, you know what? Say no more. I got one I'm gonna sing you tonight.
Yes! Yo, I'm moving from screen to screen, because I told you on that one I'm on mute because we're in the same spot. But yes! Side note, real quick, y'all, because we're here. If I may introduce you to my mentee, my protege, one of the dopest young brothers to ever do it. Christopher Simpson, Chris with a K, a.k.a. Kale's dad, a.k.a. Dreamer, the cat that jumped on Preach Brother with me, and the brother that's about to let y'all hear something else on the new project, but that's neither here nor there. Family extended, just want to say peace. Introduce.
What's going on, y'all? What's happening?
That's what's up. Peace. Good to meet you.
I don't really know what to say. He usually does the whole thing. So, like, the next 5 minutes of dialogue I had, he already said it. You nailed it, though. Yeah, for real. I'm like, damn, I want to post there. You can post right there.
So I wanted to bring up the
I got
part
shit on
where
stage for you too. Whenever you ready, nigga.
Yo, hold up. Nas, what you got?
So I wanted to bring up the lyrics within The Beautiful. When you brought up the part about the small of your wife's back, where you're painting this picture of something that is specific and very personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know what you're saying. Like, I feel that same way when I look at my lady. I'm like, hey, this is my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is what it is. And you just you feel that not only within the track, but again on a personal level that I came in touch with. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like those particular lines or the way that you put them together, right, to create the bars and move the song along is what drives the concept of what the song is, right? So all these things that are beautiful, it's not just the one thing. You talk about the kids, talk about your wife, all these different things, and it takes me back to when the storytellers from the 90s would hit you with all these visual things, and you're like, yo, I could picture that shit. Like, I could be that. That could be me, or that's me and my lady, or it gives you that thought in your mind, and it just kind of sets it off. And I wanted to bring it up. I've been holding on to it because I know everybody was talking. I didn't want to like interrupt, but I just feel that was a very important part in the track. Right. And everybody kind of built off of those things. And what made you guys want to do that? Was that just like part of the growth of the concept for the track, or did everybody already know that that's how it was going to be?
Punch, go ahead. Cook.
Yeah, so with the beautiful, man, I guess we're kind of just stating the beautiful and what it could be to me, to you, to anybody. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's verse is defining what the beautiful is to them. There was really no set guideline or script or anything that everybody had to go on. We pretty much, when we came up with the title track, it was pretty much, hey, this is the song, this is the title, and you just define it for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why my verse came off so differently than Dan's verse. And Dan's verse came so differently than Anon's verse. You know what I'm saying? It was what's beautiful to us in a whole and in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And it was just important that we didn't try to box ourselves in with this one, that we let everybody speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it was important.
The one thing we did do, though, and this is behind the scenes, is I did write my hook before anybody wrote a verse. And I wrote my hook because I wanted everybody to do their own version of that hook as far as structure, whatever you, and that was said that the lines can be yours, but we want to use this format with the yes and the call and response type so we could all add on to it and do our own flavor on it. So my hook was written, and I even wrote my hook before I wrote my verse, and I sent it out, and then Punch started cooking, and I started writing my verse, and Anon was cooking, and Feed was cooking, and it was, you know, we were trying to get Plex to cook. Plex was supposed to be cooking right after Anon. That was, and he opted out of it. But yeah, so everybody was responsible for coming up with their version of the beautiful. And like you said, Noslin, like, I mean, it's something about the little things that belong just to you. You know what I mean? Your spouse, your kids, you know, just your what you want for your family, what you want out of life. I mean, and it's the motivation behind the album, but we knew that it also needed its own theme song. So it's like the album is the beautiful, but the theme song for that concept is this. And that's why Punch was like, yo, I need you to make the beat. And because we had been talking about the beautiful and doing the beautiful album for so long, I knew when I heard the beat that was the beat. It took me a while to get there, but I knew that was what it was, what it would be. And it had to be it had to be space to let everybody work.
Oh, I got that album too. I don't know if you guys could see it. Is it there? There it is right there. See it? Bam. I bought the album because I fucking love you guys.
Love you too, man.
Say word.
I've loved you guys since the first time that we ever even talked, and you guys put me on to your version of Southern hip hop. And I think me being able to see all of the changes and all of you guys doing your solo tracks and the joint albums together as a Divine Sons, it's made me appreciate more of how much hard work you guys put into it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why I asked those questions about concepts and what you guys did, because it's just like, I know that you were all individuals, but it's like Voltron. You all came together, even though you were all different, and it all just kind of like made this amazing music, man. And it gives me chills. Like I got that shit right now. Just thinking about it, it gives me chills because it's just like, it's so good, man. It's so good. And I don't know if anybody else has said it already, but it's literally some of the best shit I think I've ever heard you guys do. And I'm dying to see if you could ever top this.
That's heavy. And honestly, Naslin, I didn't even think this project was going to happen. I thought that we were done after 5 albums. I thought All Is Well was going to be the last group album. Not because we didn't still work together. We're all on each other's solo joints and we do collabo projects and we're still going to be working together. But I didn't know that it takes a lot to bring 8 people and all these different visions and, you know, regions and moving around the country and to come together for one concept, one album, one focus, one energy. And I just didn't know we were going to be able to do it again. And if we did, I didn't want it to be forced. I wanted it, if it was going to happen, to be organic and honest and real. And honestly, I agree with you. I think this is our best work yet. And I think we're all good at what we do individually, but I think that we're better when we're together.
Absolutely. Movement by myself. Yo, and to your point, and to your point, Naslin, like the specifics of Dan referencing the curve in your wife's back, which is number one, reminding me that I don't have a wife. It's neither here nor there. But it but it prompted me to go down a path of vulnerability that I don't know if I always do in music. I'm vulnerable in an artistic sense, but I'm not necessarily just clear cut, black and white vulnerable. So my verse, I literally speak about my son who is incarcerated right now, who is awaiting trial right now, and who I'm sending as many manifestations as I can for a positive resolution of the situation. But in truth, in recording that verse, it made me see him even more and reach out to him more. And so a lot of the conversations that we weren't necessarily able to have in the free world, we're having right now. And that's because of the power of this song, of the humility, of the truth, of the humanity, of the vulnerability that went into this. So this hip hop shit that we do, very few songs we're doing are ever just about being dope.
Right.
So you said something interesting there, Naslin. And I don't know if I'm hijacking anybody else, but you said you talked about storytellers and creating visuals and all of that. I think that's a perfect segue.
Go ahead. Yes. Oh shit. Yes.
Yeah, which was a brilliant exercise cooked up by Daniel Johnson. And if we're ready to play that, Joan, I'm gonna pass it on to Dan. But it's a brilliant exercise we went on, and I think you probably heard the song, but you might not know the story behind us.
I'm ready for the story, but I love the song though. I know what you're talking about.
So listen, the story makes the song even that much better though. So when you record as many songs as we do, as individuals and as a group, concepts are difficult to come by. And I don't mean like concepts for songs, but like a different approach. And one of the cool things that we always do is try to find a different way to approach the creative process. Like with the encore beats, we had different people running points or whatever. So I was like, yo, man, I think we should tell a story, but nobody knows what the story is about. And nobody hears the beat until it's their turn in the story. So
and no one gets to determine where they go.
Nobody gets to determine where they rap
in the story.
So I made the beat, right? And when I made the beat was crazy. I was like, yo, this beat is nuts. And I was like, yo, I think I'm gonna send the beat to somebody, and they're gonna be the first person to start the story. And that person not only gets to write their verse and record, they get to decide who comes after them. So I made the beat, and I sent the beat to Anon, and I was like, yo, you start the story and you pick who comes next. So mind you, nobody heard the beat, nobody. And only Anon. And I sent the beat to Anon, and Anon started the story, and he decided that he wanted me to rap next. And then I did my part. And then I decided that I wanted Punch to go next. And because Yeah.
Yep.
Punch was mad about that.
Punch wanted to go. Punch wanted to go last.
Too bad.
He wanted to go last, but the reason we did it that way is because Plex always, as he said, he always sets off records, and we were like, if we get Punch to go third, then that means Plex finally gets to run anchor and follow up everybody else instead of starting it off. So that's the story of how this song came to be, and Anon named the song "Reading Rainbow" based off of the sample.
Yeah,
I thought you named the song.
No, the God did. I named it "Reading Rainbow." And the sample, the way it sounded, it just reminded me of Butterflies in the Sky. I can fly twice as high. And kind of the tagline that LeVar Burton would lead, which was, don't take my word for it. Exactly. Right? So whatever lesson we would give you, don't take my word for it. And this song ended up being the story where you didn't have to take my word for it. You could watch it unfold. And I was kind of tied in and keyed in to what was happening.
Fallout enthusiasts.
They're talking about something else. I was kind of
Punch.
I was inspired by things that have happened in recent history. No names will be used because lames don't get fame. But it just made me think about that situation. What happens in a Goodfellow-esque situation? What happens when someone breaks the street code? What are the implications? Not for that individual, but for those people who follow them.
Right. And with that being said, we're gonna play this.
Yes.
Streets devour souls frequently, on their own time, on frequency. But this time could have had the decency to decently not send a kid into delinquency. Saw his father on the curb, didn't cry a river or utter a word. There was a shame to the end of this game. Plus, Pops had mud on his name, and the pop came from close range. Those things trigger spirals into cocaine, lascivious living, and dirty exchange, where only blunt ashes remain. He copped a chain, copped an automatic, chopped the cane, and he got tatted. Turned everyone he knew into an addict, but couldn't change the fact that his pop ratted. And that's gang.
Kept moving so the years flew past while he overcompensated cause he couldn't choose his dad. Refused to be viewed as the son of a snitch, so he ruled with an iron fist. The perspective of detectives as they tried to build a case. They were sleeping on his hustle but the streets were still awake. Real estate was his launder game. Just in case the drama came, everything he owned was in his baby mama Tanya's name. Tanya came from a long line of killers. She copped them the automatic, had a strong mind for business. If they show respect, the side chicks didn't phase her. Plus the word being out that she was held with a razor. Pinpoint accurate with money like a laser. But she just couldn't jail with his sister Anastasia, the only other woman that he listened to. Whenever liquor started flowing, they would get into it.
What goes around comes around, the universe moves in a spiral. What's done in the dark will eventually go viral. It was all good just a week ago, a warning that he needed though. So he kept all his runners and his soldiers on a need-to-know basis. No jakes or unfamiliar faces. Need to talk to him, go through Tanya and Anastasia. Swear he had it locked, so no surprise that he was shocked. When home alone, he got a knock and at the door was a cop.
My name's Detective Foreman. Investigating the murder of a former police informant. Apparently you know him.
That case been closed for years. Now what makes you think it's warming?
Cause I got a tip last night and it seems to be a warning. If what they say is true, the one that killed your father now wants to kill you too. So what you wanna do? Look, I know how you got wealthy. It looks like you keep healthy. You wanna stay that way? You're gonna have to help me.
Choices, protect his name and give away the game. Already hearing voices, expect to live in shame. Mobsters eating pasta, lobsters and oysters. Manifested as Papa through the name of his lawyer. Fame with no honor, ready to spill the Goya. Should've played for the Hoyas, but instead in informant. Hindsight 2020, primetime Diane Sawyer. Flashback visions, white detectives in his foyer. Apple from the tree in a state of misery. Gave away his liberty for a new identity. Not the legacy he wanted. Stressing, getting blunted. Tons of marijuana, sun inside Italian stomach. Snitch heritage, mock for his arrogance. Bought a side bitch trips and a new pair of tits. Anastasia got raided. Started reading papers. Witness signatures next to a brother's statement. Heart feeling vacant. Made bond arrangements. Picked up by Jason in the old Honda station. 2 hours later, pregnant Tanya on the pavement. Shots to the head, but the baby didn't make it.
Yep.
Ooh. Everybody always says, "Oh, the baby didn't make it."
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, Plex, are you referencing the Tupac Brando's Got a Baby?
Nah. I was referencing Jason from Biggie Somebody Gotta Die. Jason, some kid named Jason in a Honda station wagon was bragging about how much weed he cracked. And yeah. Now, but the baby was just, I just wanted to make it more of a dramatic thing where him choosing the life of going against, going into life of crime and then going against the code didn't affect him directly so far as him getting murdered. But his baby mama, who had drama with his sister, he snitched on his sister's people. His sister came back and shot the baby mama because she's like, I'm not gonna
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity.